Reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The White House is telling Congress that hostilities with Iran have terminated despite the continued presence of U.S. armed forces in the region. That message in a letter today from President Trump effectively skirts a May 1st legal deadline to gain approval for members of Congress to continue the war with Iran. Meantime, President Trump is casting doubt on the latest efforts to end the war. CBS's Linda Kenyon with that.
Pakistani officials have been acting as mediators between the U.S. and Iran. And while President Trump praises their efforts, he says Iran isn't being very helpful.
They've made strides, but I'm not sure if they ever get there.
The president says it really comes down to this.
Do we want to go and just blast the hell out of them and finish him forever, or do we want to try and make a deal?
Trump also rejected seeking congressional approval under the War Powers Act, now that the war is surpassing the 60-day mark. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
California drivers are hitting a painful milestone on gas prices, an average over $6 a gallon across the state. KCBS's Matt Bigler says gas stations in the San Francisco Bay Area are well over that.
At this Shell station at 4th and Bryant, regular is $7.15 a gallon. Much higher than the statewide average of $6.01. Very few drivers are filling up here. I spoke with Emerson Aquina, an Amazon driver who uses his personal car for deliveries.
I do this for a living, so it's really impacting me.
And no, he says Amazon does not reimburse him for fuel expenses. Matt Bigler for CBS News, San Francisco.
AAA says some of the cheapest gas prices, climbing toward $4 a gallon, are in Nebraska, down to Texas, and over to Georgia. CBS News has learned that Spirit Airlines is making plans to end operations as soon as tomorrow. President Trump says he's weighing whether to support a taxpayer-funded takeover of Spirit.
Hey, you know what it is? USA first, America first. That's my fight, including with airlines.
Trump accuses the European Union of not complying with the trade deal. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi reports.
He writes, I will be increasing tariffs charged to the European Union for cars and trucks coming into the U.S. That will be increased to 25%.
California's Department of Motor Vehicles has issued new regulations that will allow police to issue traffic tickets to autonomous vehicle companies operating Robo taxis. Reaction from some San Diego residents.
I think that's a good idea because I think who's accountable for if they do anything wrong? Like it's literally a driverless vehicle.
Of course. Yeah, so why not?
Yes, if they're breaking the law, anyone should. I mean, anyone, right? There's no one driving. Whoever the owner is.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here? How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
An update on yesterday's stabbing at Foss High School. More on that coming up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic. We've got a full closure on State Route 410 east of Enumclaw near milepost 33 from a recent collision. State Patrol and tow have arrived, but there's still no estimated time when this will reopen. Here in Seattle, nothing out of the ordinary. About a 25-minute drive through downtown on North 5. Your scattered backups begin before the West Seattle Bridge, across the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5, you're a little crowded from 85th through the U District. JBLM, South 5, a 3 to 4 mile, pretty solid backup already near the main gate. Tacoma to Olympia is a 45-minute commute. And a reminder, all lanes of westbound 18 are closed between I-90 and Issaquah Hobart Road for paving. This is through the weekend, reopening early Monday morning. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Well, organizers expect a peaceful Mayday protest today, but a fierce anti-corporate sentiment is still present. KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake is live at Cal Anderson Park on Capitol Hill. Corwin?
Hi, Nate. Yeah, several hundred people so far have gathered for this March rally at Cal Anderson. And as you mentioned, it is a fully permitted event that is expected to be peaceful. But some of that old fervor, anti-Rick fervor, remains, as we hear from Katie Garrow with MLK Labor.
There is a growing awareness in our communities about the concentration of wealth within, an upper tier of society, and working people are having a harder and harder time to make it every year.
After a short rally, a 2-mile march through downtown Seattle is expected. Live at Cal Anderson Park, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corwin. Well, we're learning more about a major incident that snarled traffic on South 5 between 72nd Street and Highway 512 this morning. Trooper Daniel Southard says 3 large manhole covers flew off a truck and into traffic. They were struck by at least 18 different vehicles. This all happened around 5 this morning.
Even though it's unfortunate and 18 cars are damaged and they have to get a collision report and go through their insurance to get it fixed, the important thing is no one was seriously injured or injured at all in that matter.
The driver did receive a traffic infraction. The student suspected of wounding 4 other students and a security guard at Foss High School faces 5 counts of first-degree assault. All victims are expected to recover after Thursday's chaotic stabbing spree.
Aggravated and scared everyone was. Like, people were crying. It made me feel so I was really scared.
Student witness there, Brogan Avey, spoke to KIRO 7 News. Police have offered no motive for the attack. Classes at Foss were canceled today, will resume on Monday. It's a big weekend at T-Mobile Park. KIRO News Radio's Manda Factor reports the Mariners honor the big unit tomorrow night, retiring Randy Johnson's number 51.
The late Dave Niehaus.
Swing and a miss! He's done it! Randy Johnson has just...
Mariners broadcaster Rick Riz tells Seattle's Morning News he and Dave knew Randy was something special.
Oh, one of the most intimidating, dominating, fiercest competitors I've ever seen.
Riz says when Randy took the ball, it was a win day.
You know, he had this swagger. He had this confidence. He knew that day he was the best pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Johnson spent 10 seasons in Seattle, won 5 Cy Young Awards, and made the Hall of Fame. Manda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
The series against Kansas City starts tonight at 6:45. You can catch all the action on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. And now your KIRO News Radio weather. Partly cloudy, 71 this afternoon, and then mostly sunny through the weekend. We're pushing 80 on Sunday. 62 and partly cloudy over downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Happy Friday to you all. Jake Skorheim here sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. It's almost the weekend.
Happy Friday. It's weekend. It's the weekend. Starts today. We're your official weekend start right here at noon Friday. We're going to start your weekend.
Chilling out with us.
Yes.
And you can fade away into your fun weekend. Crazy busy, beautiful sunny weekend. It's going to be a good one. I just have that feeling. It's going to be a nice weekend.
Do you have family plans, honey-do list, relaxation?
Youth sports.
You're going to
watch sports all
weekend.
That's right.
You got kids. I forgot the boys.
I got kids.
You're the shuttle bus driver.
That's what I'm doing all weekend.
Yeah.
And my wife, I love her. She tells me, she goes, hey, guess what? I got a fun girls' night set up, which starts halfway through the day on Saturday when all the youth sports is going. So I'm heading out. And I said, oh, that sounds fun.
Did they rent a little bus and they're going to drive all their kids around together? Different games and events?
Yeah, that's right.
What
that's
a fun ladies' night. That's a great idea.
Right. Isn't that perfect?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. For sure.
Buddy. All right.
So I got 4 sporting events, and I'm just one man. I'm one man. But I do have my parents who are going to help out. So
be a man.
Nice.
Be a man with sunblock. Okay.
Be a man
with sunblock.
Trying to get a base.
Okay, buddy.
As we get into sunnier weather.
Yeah. Try the lobster roll. It's delicious.
I can't eat the lobster roll. I wish I could.
Let's make fun of red skin.
We got a lot of stuff to get to, which we will in just a second. I did write an article on the youth sports. It's insane. You won't believe how insane it is. I have a crazy youth sports story. I'm not even going to tell you right now. Just go read it.
Oh, my gosh. The headline alone. Okay.
888-973-5476.
I'm going to read it right now.
Sports.
You carry on without me. I'm going to read
I
this.
will.
I'll read it later.
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for the promotion. Text sports to 888-973-5476. All right. Let's do a quick update on this stabbing story. Thank God that nobody was killed. Let's start right there.
Now, the 4 people who were hospitalized in critical condition have all been upgraded to stable?
4 students and a security guard were injured.
Okay.
Yes, I believe they're all in stable condition.
That's what the latest I read.
Nobody's expected to get worse at this point.
Great.
And so that's good. The bad thing is multiple people are stabbed.
Yeah.
That's insane. And every parent's worst nightmare. We were on the air yesterday when the story happened, right?
Yes.
Because James Lynch rushed on down to talk with somebody, try to talk with people on the scene.
Frank Lenza gave us the updates as they came into the studio.
That's right. So we have some audio from some of the parents, and people were wondering, like, what was happening. There was not, I mean, the flow of information during these events it's so hard to, to capture.
Well, it's chaotic. It's the perfect word. It is. Chaotic influx of information.
And so when you find out what happened, they say it was a student that allegedly was doing the stabbing. And the reason that they were having this disagreement, did you see the reason they were having the disagreement? According to a parent?
According to a parent, it was over a vape battery.
Vape battery.
And there was a fight between multiple students that led to the use of a weapon, and the 5 stabbings with the guard.
This is a mother, Deanna or Diana, one of the two. She's a mother of one of the Foss High School students who spoke to James Lynch, talking about the possible motive for this fight.
According to the kids that were coming out of the school who did see it, it was over a vape battery. And so there's going to be potential loss of life just for a vape battery. It seems so idiotic to me.
Student Brogan talked to KIRO 7 also about the incident.
Foss is a great school, and I just don't want this to represent us.
And then another parent, we have one more audio here, and then this really, it's a story caught me in a different kind of way. We'll talk about it in just a second, but another student says, or parents, this is not what school is supposed to be, which is obvious.
Very traumatizing for them, and the fact that this is going on inside of their school where they're supposed to be safe, where all the kids are supposed to be safe, it's not okay.
So the vape battery, have you ever used a vape?
No. I was long after my time.
Samesies.
Yeah.
I have not used it. I have known people who have.
I got first-hand family members who have in the past. Yeah.
Yes. Incredibly addictive for some folks.
Yeah.
I know there's not the same things. There's not the same carcinogens, and there's all these different.
But there are other health concerns. There was actually a campaign that the vape industry had to finance. Again, promoting the dangers, at least acknowledging folks to the dangers of vaping.
Sure.
Remember all the dragon things with the metal fragments in your lungs?
You're right.
That was because it was deemed as dangerous, if not more so, than non-vape products.
And I don't know. I honestly, I haven't done a ton of research into vaping. I don't know. Like, if you were to line up a cigarette smoker and a vapor and have both of them just puff away to their heart's content for the next 30 years, I don't know who's going to look worse. I know that neither of them is going to look as good as they would if they just didn't do either of those things.
One of them's going to smell like bubble gum, and one of them's going to smell like tobacco.
100%.
And there's the attraction to the younger target audience.
Yeah, flavorings, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
The thing is, though, what I'm getting at, though, is I do look at those as like an addictive thing. I see people doing those all the time. I do feel like they're less prevalent than they were maybe even a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think you're right. Out of the gate, they were the cure for every issue regarding smoking.
Yes.
They fixed all those problems we had.
Yeah, and I do think that we're seeing less of them, but what I'm seeing here is it seems to me, I don't know the case, they're saying it's over a vape battery. I'm trying to figure out, like, what does that mean, over a vape battery? Did somebody, like, owe him a vape battery? Were they trying to take a vape battery? What is the motivation for
Were they sharing? Were there only so many puffs left? We don't know.
Yes, like, oh, you took my last puff, and then the stabbing ensues. Like, I don't know those answers yet. Yeah. But it's the young mind responding in a violent way because something that they're addicted to is in question.
Yeah, that's it.
And I saw a video. This reminded me. I saw this video of this teenage girl in a high school that one of the kids were all filmed on phones, but she had gotten in trouble in class, and her phone had been taken away. And she's literally in the hallway swinging, full-on swings, just losing her mind. And I'm sure this is not like a singular story. I bet you this happens all the time. Swinging at the teacher who took the phone away because the teacher had to say, hey, like, this thing is a distraction in class. Like, we now have new cell phone bans.
In Seattle Public Schools.
In Seattle Public Schools and other schools in Washington State. And then people have recognized that these addictive things for kids, they respond really poorly when these addictive things are taken away. And that's why we don't like addictive things for our kids.
Right.
Is because they can't handle it.
Yeah, the attraction, the addiction might be a new element in society.
Yeah.
But addiction is an age-old issue. As long as there have been people, there's been addiction. People have become addicted through whatever stimulant or distraction or whatever it was.
And there are people out there who are more prone to certain types of addictions.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there are people out there who can comfortably have a drink and enjoy it, and then there's other people who, you have one, you're going to have 10.
Right.
And I don't know what the brain chemistry is, how that works. But in this case, I'm trying to, like, figure out, like, what's the equation where a fight over a vape battery ends in people stabbing? I mean, like, the disregard. I think this mom said it so great there, where she talks about like the complete loss of care for human life.
Loss of respect for human life.
Loss of respect for human life. When you're talking about something so stupid as a vape battery.
When material issues or addictions become more important to kids.
Yeah, but the kids can't see past that.
Being a member of a society or the culture of a schoolmates.
And I'm not excusing the stabbing in
No.
I'm just saying, like, we don't want vaping. We don't want all the things that are addictive. Let's keep those out of schools.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that the school was allowing it in there. They probably had it in the backpack, and they probably were sneaking in between classes.
Foss High School, where this incident took place, and one of the security guards that was injured, they have a private security service that they contract.
Mm-hmm.
They don't use metal detectors at Foss, and that's great that they don't feel the need. There hasn't been the need to use metal detectors at Foss, so there's no way to know what's coming in backpacks.
Yeah.
Because not somebody had a vape pen, somebody had a knife.
Sure.
And kids, you don't know. And there's no, as of today,
you could do damage with a protractor, so it's like, it depends.
Right. Well, weapon's a weapon in the hands of someone with ill intent. You can hurt somebody with anything.
Yeah.
I have a fire extinguisher off the wall.
I could chuck this phone if I had good aim at someone, if I really wanted to.
Exactly.
I don't want to.
No, but it boils down to the lack of respect for each other.
Yeah, it's and just the young mind just not able to fathom. Just let your addiction thing go, and don't stab kids. Like, that's the lesson I would take away. No stabbing.
Pretty safe to say that to kids.
I don't want to be controversial.
No. Yeah.
Don't stab.
I can't imagine there'll be a counterpoint coming up.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
No.
We're not going to give it the air if it does. Somebody texts in 888-973-5776.
Somebody's like, how dare you?
Pro violence. We're not going to give you the time of day.
How dare you say that about stabbing? All right. Here's another one. Mayday rallies are happening right now. Now, where's this one at? This is always it's always Cal Anderson.
Seattle starts at Cal Anderson. It's a permanent event. Yeah, we had Corwin on a little bit ago, give us some of the early intel coming from this. There's a scheduled march from this event down to, I imagine, City Hall's usually march to from Cal Anderson.
Sure.
Later this afternoon, there is a different rally scheduled for hospitality employees. And they're going to be protesting.
It's the day of rallies.
Well, it's the day of workers' rights. That's what Mayday is. It's about workers' rights. It's about safe.
That's not the focus of today's.
Yeah, it is.
Not in at the Cal Anderson. They said today's about ICE.
Well,
right?
I think that's the hospitality. If I've read correctly, and I may be wrong, the hospitality one is specifically issued. Or there is a particular issue, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to march down to the FIFA Volunteer Center, and they're protesting specifically
for the
FIFA World Cup. There's a volunteer station, a temporary volunteer station in Seattle, and they're specifically protesting the administration's intent to have ICE enforcement at World Cup games.
Gotcha.
And not just Seattle, but across the three countries, or this country.
Okay.
The games are across the American continent.
I feel like this is a little mixed messaging. I'm not a protest guy. I don't usually go to these things or ever. But if I was advising them, I think they need to kind of like rein in their. I feel like they're playing a little fast and loose with themes.
With the intent of Mayday.
Well, you just gotta zero in on one thing. Like right here, this Como piece details that they have 3 different slogans.
Mm-hmm.
Communities, not ICE. So that's one. I think that's a FIFA one you were talking about.
Yeah.
Workers, not billionaires, which is the second one. Which I don't. That's another one that I don't really. That math doesn't add up. And then services, not war. So they have 3 different things. They're very different. I guess it's like they're trying to do a big tent thing, just get as many people as they can.
They, from what I've understood of this organized protest today, they feel all those different elements affect the working man, the working families in America.
Okay.
With regard to corporations over workers, you look at tech sector investing in AI, for example, and billions and tens of billions while they lay off workers, and the AI development is to eliminate labor. For the large part, the jobs that they can do and eliminate workforce.
I don't want to defend AI. I think it's probably,
that's their perspective on it. That's why they protest.
Okay,
I'm not saying they're locked in and dialed in perfectly, but that's why they feel that's appropriate Mayday protest.
Do you think the day itself, the original? Did you read this Como piece where it talks about the original inspiration for Mayday?
1880s, yeah.
The 1886 Haymarket Affair in Chicago. A bunch of workers were killed during a protest for shorter hours.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they showed up. Like if those workers showed up through a time portal, they'd probably be more interested in talking about the time machine, if I'm being completely honest in my fake scenario.
Yeah.
But if they did show up at a modern Mayday protest, I wonder what they would think about it. Like from the 1880s. Again, if they could get past the giant jump in time and
the
fact that they just
and the living picture you're talking to in your hand.
Yeah, why is everybody staring at a tiny thing in their hand? And
So many issues.
Why is there blow up frogs? And how is there blow up frogs? Like that technology would completely evade them.
Is that a human in a suit?
Is that
That's what you did? That's
what you became frogs. Go back in time to the 1880s.
Well, that's a great question, but I think that what constitutes the working man or woman, what constitutes labor, has evolved across so many different idioms of what we do in way of economy and society and all these things.
Sure. I
mean, it was essentially the first Maydays or the first labor protests were about safe work conditions.
Mayday was like a spring dance. Wasn't Mayday originally?
That's a maypole you're thinking of.
Yeah, but isn't that what it came from? They're all dancing?
Well, I think it was Camelot. They went a Maying. They celebrated spring.
Yes.
And the blooming of flowers and the rebirth
dressed
of...
in nice
gaiety.
Yes. And there's chivalry and everybody's dressed nice.
And that's still out there. There's still people still celebrate.
There's a lot of frogs. I feel like it's just a lot of frogmen.
But that's the crossover. So you can go right from a protest about labor in your frog suit to a maypole.
Yeah.
And fit right in at a Renaissance fair, right?
Yeah, well, that would be interesting.
The unicorn, not so much.
I wonder if there's a lot of I wonder if there's a lot of crossover between the people who attend the Mayday festivals and the demonstrations where they're holding up nasty signs, and then people who go to Renaissance fairs. I bet you there's some crossover.
I bet there is. I bet they're consider themselves to be decent people who care about their communities. You know,
I don't know. I'm just saying. I bet you there's a crossover. I can't speak for the people at the protest. I don't go, but I bet you there's a lot of crossover. I would actually think I would like a Renaissance fair. I've never been. I've never been to one. I love turkeys.
I was going to say, if you're a fan of the turkey leg, you can put up with the sweat and the heat and the dust. They're always hot, sweaty, dusty, but you got a turkey leg.
Here's what Mayday needs to do. They need to shake off these frogmen, and they need to embrace Renaissance fair. They should all dress like they're at a Renaissance fair.
Okay, at this point, though, they'll be carrying torches.
They're basically doing that now. Are you kidding? Have you seen these people? They're on the roadsides and on the bridges every Tuesday.
I see them. I drive under Abe Lincoln every morning. I swear to you. I know. We take the same commute. I see Abe up there every day.
There is, and I hope there's a porta potty nearby, because that group up there is up there for all day, and they're all 75 plus, every single one of them. And I see them up there, and I go, man, I don't even know how that old man got in that frog costume. God bless him. It must be hot in there.
No, there's a fan. They self-inflate. Those things stay surprised. I can tell you firsthand. They stay surprisingly cool.
Have you been in a frog costume? Are you a frogman?
No. I have been.
Spike, tell me the truth.
I've been in an inflatable T-Rex. I have been in an inflatable T-Rex suit.
At a protest?
No.
Okay.
No. I what's the right word here for? I don't say I harassed.
You were one of those people that ran up and like squeezed the flatulence spray.
No.
Costumes. Have you seen those gags?
I menaced an Easter egg hunt with little kids, and as a good-natured inflatable T-Rex.
See, well, that's a blow-up costume that I can support.
And that's all I'm saying is there's a fan inside that keeps them inflated.
Yeah,
and that keeps you cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like Mayday, whatever. Do people, if you want to dress up like frogs, that's fine. But the Chicago public schools, and I'm hoping this is not the case here in Washington. I did not see this here in Washington. This was Chicago. They're literally busing these kids to these Mayday protests, and if I was a parent, this is not something that I would send my kid to do.
Potentially hundreds of kids will be allowed to take a field trip to a Mayday rally in Union Park during that school day. Last year's Mayday rally in Union Park brought together thousands of people speaking out in opposition to the policies of the Trump administration. According to the agreement between Chicago Public Schools and the Chicago Teachers Union, CPS will provide buses for field trips of students and educators to attend the 1 p.m. Mayday rally in Union Park this year.
No, thank you.
I'm all for this. I am absolutely all for this.
No.
For it.
No. I mean, that's fine. You could be.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
So, see,
I wouldn't trust my kids to go to something like this because I don't trust the people there.
And it's not mandatory. It's voluntary. Parents can absolutely say their kids, it's an excuse day of absence from school.
School funds being used for it, which I also wouldn't like.
Chicago Public Schools, CPS, it wasn't CBS, to be clear. CPS is who agreed to bus kids to these Maydays.
Yeah.
They
tax dollars. I don't
they
like
say it's a day of civic engagement. It teaches kids about civic engagement, which has value.
That's to each their own. Which
That's what about this
fine.
country.
The problem that I have with it, tax dollars, obviously, I don't like that. And then the other thing is, I wouldn't want my kids, impressionable young minds, seeing what some of these people write on. I mean, because my kids can read, and I assume these kids in Chicago too, Kent as well. The things that they write on these signs, nasty, nasty things, bad words,
some,
not a lot.
Some
frogmen holding things that they shouldn't be saying. Anyway, but
Got a real
happy
frog
Mayday,
problem.
everyone. Happy Mayday to you. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We're going to be right back. Text SPORTS to 888-973-5476 right now. Help me defeat Charlie Harger in the race for
That's the
clicks.
real issue today. I love
All right,
it,
we
man.
got a lot
I
more
love it.
coming up. Stick around.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the Big Unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO News Radio.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you crawl.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Get more baseball for your buck with Mariners value options. Tickets for less than $12 to select games all season and the biggest ever value menu and beer lineup, featuring 36 items and available every game. Check it out at mariners.com/value.
You can't control what's happening in the world. You can't control gas prices or what the market does tomorrow. But you can control whether your retirement is protected when the unexpected hits. That's what Rajiv Nagayach has dedicated his career to helping families do. Not just picking investments, but building one plan that brings your healthcare, housing, legal, and financial decisions together into a single strategy. A strategy designed to keep you out of a nursing home, protect your assets, and keep your family from becoming your unpaid caregivers. If the last weeks have made you uneasy about your future, you need help. Join Rajiv at a free 90-minute seminar this May. You'll see where most plans fall short and how yours doesn't have to.
Register for a free LifePoint Law Retirement Planning Seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Space is limited, so sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
The action is fierce, the energy is over the top, and it's a night you don't want to miss. It's Excite Fight Live MMA at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. See a full night of incredible combat when MMA fighters face off in the cage and turn the excitement all the way up. Get your tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
The Puyallup RV Show, now through Sunday. Shop hundreds of new and used RVs, manufactured homes, and get show-only prices, plus free parking. Tickets at PuyallupRVShow.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors.
This is what democracy looks like.
Workers' rights marchers deliver a serious message on a sunny day. Corwin Hake joins us live from Cal Anderson Park on Capitol Hill. Corwin, what are you seeing, bud?
Well, Nate, I see a lot of people. About 500 activists and supporters so far have gathered to listen to music, hear speeches, and support workers' rights and immigrant workers, also to push back against worker exploitation, they tell me. The stakes are high, according to Katie Garrow with MLK Labor.
Being able to provide for your children, being able to get care when you're sick, being able to go on vacation, get braces for your kids when you need to. That's what we're about.
Some of the things they're fighting for. This rally will be followed by a march through the streets of Seattle, route not fully announced yet. Live on Capitol Hill, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corwin. King County deputies are still on scene of a fatal shooting in Covington. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
Initial reports were that this was some kind of home invasion in the neighborhood near Southeast 259th Street and 186th Place Southeast, just after 7 a.m. One person is dead, another injured. This neighbor, Steve, lives right across the street.
Saw 3 kids get taken out of the house and taken over to the neighbor's house, so that's where they are right now. So they were young, maybe 1 year to 5 years old.
Steve also says officers told him there's no ongoing danger to the community. In Covington, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
As you enjoy the warm weather and sunshine this weekend, safety experts want to make sure you know that local lakes and streams are still very cold. Lake Washington is about 56 degrees right now, and many rivers are in the 40s.
What surprises people is the rivers. If they get in there, it's going to be bone-chilling cold, and if you're not prepared for that, your energy could be sapped really quickly and thrown downstream, especially when there's currents involved.
Peter Mongelo with Snohomish Fire and Rescue says if you go in the water, wear a life jacket and keep an eye on children. Check on Wall Street. We have mixed numbers today. Predominantly good, though. The Dow down nearly 5 points. S&P 500 up 44, and the NASDAQ up 274. Now check out your KIRO News Radio traffic, brought to you by Carpet Liquidators. Bellevue, a garbage truck that caught fire, has all northbound lanes of 405 blocked right now at Southeast 8th, and you're backed up bumper to I-90. South 405 drivers, you're jamming up at the scene as well. Over in Enumclaw, we have a full closure on State Route 410 east of Enumclaw, near milepost 33 from an earlier collision. No estimated time when this will reopen. About 25 minutes get you through downtown Seattle on North 5. The backup start before the West Seattle Bridge. South 5, you're doing okay. Just a little crowded through the U District. And we've got about a 4-mile thick backup South 5 through JBLM. Get your entire home installed for just $99 at Carpet Liquidators. From carpet to flooring, Carpet Liquidators has got you covered. Hey, a great forecast ahead. 71, partly sunny today, mostly sunny this weekend. 74 Saturday, 80 on Sunday and Monday. Partly sunny, 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. This is a really interesting story, and we heard rumors of this percurlating quietly because we're surrounded by reporters all the time who have to investigate things, have to look into. I'm not going to name who, but
that's fair.
Unless he wants to be named, in which case
he could text the show, or
they
could text the show.
You're right.
complete anonymity,
They could
text the show.
It's a he in this case.
Yeah,
we already said he.
And all of our reporters, as you said, interact with every news creator, state agencies, law enforcement agencies, all these things.
Sure.
And we have been seeing this concern among the reporters here at KIRO News Radio.
That there is a wall of silence going up from state agencies in Washington. You're looking at me curiously.
That's I don't know if I'd call it a wall of silence or as much as an effort to coordinate and limit information.
Limit information.
And coordinate information.
You're saying that is a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know if it's good or bad. I know it's a change.
It's a bad thing.
It's a change,
in my opinion,
from a citizenry that deserves transparency and accountability.
Yeah, of course.
And what we're talking about is the governor's office has a new policy.
Yes.
And the defense of this policy is that every administration brings in their own set of guidelines
Everybody
and rules
does
and processes
a little bit differently.
Here at the Keebler Cookies, we yada yada. We bake in a tree. Some folks don't get that. They use kitchens. We bake in a tree. This particular administration from Governor Jay Ferguson.
He says, no cookies for you.
Says every message wants to be cleared and coordinated through the governor's office.
Through his office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Axios had this story, although locally here from our reporters, we were hearing this, and there was kind of this groundswell of reporters in the newsroom being frustrated that they were running into dead ends.
Relationships that have been going on for years.
Decades.
Yeah, decades.
Decades where you could call somebody at an agency
with
who you have worked with or an email or whoever and say, hey, you know what? We got a quick question, update on this. We're obviously reporting news to people out there who need it quickly. And they were met with, we're going to have to get back to you. We're not allowed to respond because everything has to go through Governor Bob Ferguson's office now.
Yeah.
Now, as an adult whose job it is to do a job, I imagine that would be incredibly frustrating. Like if you're head of a major agency, let's say WSDOT, for instance. If you're running WSDOT, I imagine you've had some experience running big government agencies with all these different interdepartmental back and forths. And you have people who have a job with WSDOT. You have PIOs. You have I guess that would be
public information officers. That PIO is
a PIO for every office, or is that just for law enforcement?
I'm not certain, but they have communications departments,
media relations,
media relations.
So media relations would be state agencies.
Public information.
PIOs would be law enforcement officers' version of that. Public information officer.
Point is, the public is counting on this information. It's our job as a news organization to get this
information
to the people.
Yes.
In a timely manner that can help them avoid delays, avoid issues, avoid danger and risk.
So listen to what Axios had to say. I think this was a really good way to frame it and definitely feels consistent with what we were feeling here. I'm going to read you a little bit from this Axios piece. A new requirement that Governor Bob Ferguson's office approve most state agency press releases and media responses. Think about that. Every media response, that's crazy. Is delaying information from reaching the public, drawing repeated concerns from state officials, records obtained by Axios show. The policy has held up multiple agency communications from updates on bridge repair plans to public health guidance on vaccines to explanations on how federal shutdown would affect Washington state. So clearly there's a logjam of information because the governor's office is not designed to be the media relations office for every single state agency.
No, that's why each agency has their own communications division, whether it's PIO, whether it's media relations, all these people, yeah.
I assume then that they're going to fire all those people that work all those other agencies because they're now redundant, right?
No, not necessarily.
Why would you keep them?
I'm trying to find you know me, I'm always trying to say, why did Ferguson do this? Why is this Fergalicious? Why isn't this a turd
that
Ferguson?
Question gets asked a lot. Why did he do this?
Why did he do this? Well, the rationale would be we want to make sure that we're getting the right information, and an underling who may misspeak or give they want to coordinate the information to make sure they're getting accurate information and that everyone is on message. The administration has the right to have a point of view they want shared through their organizations and agencies to the public through the media. That's the rationale.
I think that's the most complimentary version. I think another version is...
I went to compliment school.
Yes, you did.
I got an AA in
You're very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at
you. You're doing it too.
Let me read you from some of these frustrated employees. Axio obtained these records through public records request.
By the way, yeah, Axio had to put in a public information records request.
Yeah, because they couldn't get the information.
That right there, that's also a sign.
Yes. This is from one of those employees who is a former communications manager with the Washington State Health Care Authority, who said, we've missed opportunities to share key information with the public. They described the process as grueling, painful, and a continual bearer. They said one that creates a tremendous bottleneck where we are waiting days or weeks for a response.
Weeks, sometimes. Weeks. One instance involved a potential measles exposure.
Yeah, and they just like, governor's office, what do you think? And then
we'll get back to you.
We're going to have to get back to you. Or no response.
Or, even worse.
So I assume that the governor's office is going to, because, it's all about budget saving these days. They're massively over budget. Fire all the people, these different agencies.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you have to.
Sure.
If you're
got to be considered.
You got to be consistent with what you're doing. If you're saying that these people's jobs are redundant and they're useless, if their job is just to forward you an email, why don't you cut out the middleman? Don't you think?
Possibly.
I mean, I don't want to see that happen, but he apparently wants to because he's saying that these people's jobs are useless because it all has to go through the governor's office.
Well, they still need people to tell these folks stuff, but they want to make sure that they're telling them what the government wants them to say.
So their job is to just say exactly what the governor's office wants them to say. So then why do you need them? Just put the governor's office person out there. Save time. Cut out the middleman.
Well, the guy, he can't speak to 38, 19, 30, 50, 70 different organizations and agencies.
But they are saying that they can because every time you want to get a request, it's got to go through the governor's office.
You caught that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so fire him.
Another damning portion of this story from Axios
was
an internal memo from the governor's office saying that the governor's office has requested that their office not be mentioned to these various organizations and news agencies seeking information.
So it sounds
don't tell folks that we're the ones that they're going to tell you what to say.
So it sounds like they're trying to say, please don't share the information that we are not allowing you to share the information. And not please, just don't share that information.
Yeah, don't say I got to clear it with Bob.
This is a bad look.
It's a very bad look.
It's a bad look. Yeah. Limiting transparent communications with the public who you work for is a bad look.
Being forced to release this information hesitantly through a request for information.
FOIA requests. Right. Bad look.
Yeah.
This reflects very poorly on Bob Ferguson. There's a lot of dominoes falling in the wrong direction in decisions that he's making lately.
It's been a rocky start.
I'll
give you that. Yeah,
I would say so.
Almost every front.
They talked to staffers from 3 former administrations, and they say no such policies were ever in effect. So 3 prior governors, I assume that's what? Locke, Inslee, and
Gregoire. That's the only 3 we've had in the last 20 or 14, 16 years.
So all of them,
20 years.
All of them did not require a silent cone of information. State agencies.
Well, to be fair, Gary Locke's office dealt with a Pony Express type situation. They
That's
put
true.
horsebacks out.
That's true. That was all through mail.
Yeah,
that was mail only, written.
Yeah, come on. Well, media has evolved, and requests for information from the governors and the state agencies have evolved. There's infinite more people seeking these informations.
Yeah, so it should be easier.
And as you mentioned, the size of government has bloated. The budget has doubled.
Yes.
During this period, so there's a lot more employees. Who may not know what the message is.
They're demanding more and they're giving back less. That's not a good thing.
It's a comical way to do governance.
It's a bad way to do business.
Yeah.
But hey,
it's a losing.
It'll get you
stay
elected in Washington.
Reelected often.
Get you reelected.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. All right, we got a lot more coming up. There is a fantastic program that I remember as a kid doing this.
Yeah, there's a comeback to something we loved that went away.
Life is so crazy these days. I love when nostalgic things come back, and they were working back then for a reason. There was no social media component to it. It was just a good program, and
good idea is a good idea.
A
no
good
matter
idea
when.
is a good idea.
Yep.
100%. All right, we'll tell you about it when we come back. Stick around.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned it right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO Newsradio.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Are you trying to get weight loss support through telehealth, but it feels overwhelming and rushed? Check out Orderly Meds now. OrderlyMeds.com was built to be different. Here you connect with real doctors who take the time to understand your goals, review your eligibility, and guide you through a plan that's right for you. Orderly Meds provides access to proven GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, including both name brand options and personalized compounded versions when appropriate. So you have choices backed by clinical oversight, not guesswork. It's a simpler, more supportive telehealth experience designed around people who want clarity, care, and confidence in their weight loss journey. And your medication is delivered directly to your home in discreet packaging, so your experience stays private from start to finish. Do your research, ask the right questions, then visit orderlymeds.com/radio for an exclusive offer. Again, that's orderlymeds.com/radio. Individual results may vary, not medical advice. Eligibility required. See site for details.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gordon Christensen, and if you're a dentist as I am, or you know a dentist, please take a moment to listen. When I became a dentist, I learned how quickly poor oral health can lead to other serious health problems. And for people without access to care, these problems can spiral very quickly. I wanted to help, but I wasn't sure how I could until I joined Dental Lifeline Network. It's a nonprofit that has helped us literally change the lives of people in our communities. DLN asked dentists to volunteer to see just one of the many patients in need in your area. It's very simple. DLN screens those in need and coordinates an initial appointment that takes place in the comfort of the dentist's own office and on their schedule. Right now, there's a wait list for patients in need in your community. I'm asking fellow dentists who will join me in seeing one patient per year.
Learn more about Dental Lifeline Network at willyouseeone.org. That's willyouseeone.org.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
This Memorial Day, get $525 off every window, $1,000 off every door, plus 12 months zero-interest financing. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Don't miss the Mariners 50-season celebration night, August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Witness the most iconic gathering of Mariners greats in franchise history as the top 50 players are unveiled at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is cool. This is a little piece of nostalgia that came back around. I actually think we're going to see a lot more campaigns like this. I mean, this one really is cool because it's about reading and, the simpler times. I think we're going to see a big push for people to get back to the simpler times.
Books are making a comeback.
I
saw a story that small independent bookstores are booming.
It's great.
There's a return to people.
There's a new Barnes & Noble going in Seattle.
Downtown. That's right. People are getting away from. They're recognizing the excessive screen times that we are all on, not just kids.
Yeah.
And books are making a comeback. Libraries are feeling a renaissance.
Isn't that funny how stuff everything's cyclical? Everything comes back around.
A good idea is a good idea no matter when you have it. And it can be a good idea many times over.
These books, I think they're a good idea.
Catch on? This written word, that's going somewhere.
That Gutenberg, he really got it right with that printing press.
Tell folks what's new again.
Pizza has the Book It program, which was something in the 1990s. I remember this when I was a kid. I couldn't believe that they would just give you free pizza for reading books.
Yeah, our oldest took great advantage of this.
So cool. Yeah. And we're talking about like Pizza Hut back when Pizza Hut was
the roof. What's the roof?
The roof,
right?
The checkered.
The salad bar in the middle of the joint.
The red plastic cups.
Refillable. Personal pan pizzas coming around to the kids.
Yes.
It was everything you wanted in a family restaurant. Everything.
I think those are going to come back. The experience now that people are offered, it's subpar. It's not as good. I think there's going to be a really big push like in the next 10 years. Technology has just suffocated us. I feel suffocated by technology. And I'm like yearning for experiences for my family where we're not having to be confronted by all this new tech crap that's just everywhere. It's everywhere. I want a Pizza Hut where I go in and I sit at a round table and I...
Got a waiter or waitress come over?
Yeah, just come on over, personal pan pizzas. Put one in the middle for the family. And just simple times.
I used to truck up to the salad bar 3 times a night. It was great.
Heck yeah.
Great.
Here's an old ad from the 1990s. You're going to love it.
Children who love to read can grow to new heights, expand their knowledge by discovering new worlds, stretch their imagination by reaching for the stars. Book It is a reading incentive program that encourages young people to read. Support your children's participation in their school's Book It program. Or to find out how to enroll their school, write to this address.
So this was actually the brainchild. I didn't realize this. I thought this was through libraries or something. Like that was my recollection. I actually think they had it at libraries as well when I was a kid.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember being in libraries because we took our kid to I'm not sure. I thought it came through school.
Okay.
Was it the school? I don't know if it was the school of partners.
Well, like the summer reading things.
Summer reading programs, yeah.
Like you go to your local library. And I remember going in and you would do a summer reading program and the rewards would be like if you read 20 books and you checked them off and all this different stuff, you'd get like matinee movie tickets to whatever thing. Or like this Pizza Hut thing where you would get free little kid pizzas just for reading books, which back then you were doing anyway because there was nothing else to do.
Right.
So you already do it. You're just getting rewarded for something. And then kids would cheat and you'd go like, I'm going to read a bunch of Berenstein Bears because you know it's easy.
Well, yeah, they're pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still good reading.
Reading's reading, man.
Good stories.
You know, I know kids that went through school, not my kids, but you know, kids of friends that we knew that could only read like graphic novels in school. And I'm thinking first, that seems like cheating or half-hearted, half-aid.
Yeah, when it's all visual, like comic books.
But whatever gets a kid engaged in literature and opening their mind and looking at new perspectives and seeing different places.
Whatever the entry point is.
Right, exactly. If it's a free pizza that gets you to read, excellent. You get free pizza, and you know what? You're getting smarter and a little broader in your perspective on the world. You don't even realize it.
Yes.
All you care about is the pizza. Who cares how you get there?
They're hiding a book under that pizza, kid. Well, here's the thing.
They should spell in pepperoni. How about that?
They should. Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Book it in pepperoni. They probably did.
That'd be great.
The cool thing about this is actually, it's brilliant marketing because it's actually, I think, just for the benefit of the kids. I don't think that this guy, it was started by the Pizza Hut founder who wanted to encourage kids to read more. So the Read Goods and Derek Zoolander, Center for Kids to Read Good. But he wanted to encourage kids to read more. So he comes up with this program. It's rolled out nationwide. I don't even know if he thought to himself, maybe he did. Maybe I'm just like, being too pie in the sky. Maybe there's a more cynical version where he was just trying to like sling pizzas.
Well, you get kid come in for a free pie, the whole family buys a pie.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's good too.
Maybe it's just good marketing.
Yeah.
But he was wanting kids to read, and it became a national huge program that we all remember, and now they're bringing it back.
I love
so
it.
the new program, it's going to be for kids who are pre-K through 6th grade. It's going to run June 1st to August 31st. So it keeps your kids reading over the summertime.
Beautiful.
They call it Summer of Stories, the Book It program. You can actually just go and find it if you go to Book It. Just look up Pizza Hut Book It, and it'll pop up. You can just sign up through an app.
Yeah.
You can get the rewards through an app.
Kids can designate what they've read and check in and keep track of online. They'll print up a digital certificate for you or on your phone. You can bring into the Pizza Hut and get a little personal pan pizza for them.
I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Look it up in the book.
Look it up in the
Thank you
book.
very much.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We're going to be right back.
Everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the waist, swing and a miss and a choke. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO Newsradio.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
182 over 100. And I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. And then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
A lot of people don't understand, including myself, I didn't, now I do, the impact of having a stroke.
My memory is shot.
When I woke up, I couldn't speak.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
It's a new life, but I'm going to make it better. Coming back. Ask your doctor, check your blood pressure.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Erica. As the annual plant buyer here at Sky Nursery, I make sure you have access to beautiful, healthy, extremely high-quality annual flowers. May is high time to stock up, especially if Mom happens to like flowers. I actually grew up gardening with my mom, and when I joined Sky 4 years ago, I started my very own garden in a few containers at my apartment, and you'd better believe they're packed full of color. For the shadier side, I chose a hanging begonia basket. The peachy and orange hues are my favorite, alongside glowing green and red patterned coleus. From our heirloom cut flower tables, I love the electric pink persicaria, commonly known as Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate. I'm also into dried flowers like straw flower and gomphrena. It's extremely rewarding to enjoy a bouquet all year long that I grew myself. Growing your own flower patch to bring joy and color to your days is simpler than you think. So come on into Sky and see what you can grow. Fresh deliveries arrive weekly. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store, since 1953. Details at skynursery.com.
Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A low-budget airline could cease operations as early as tomorrow. CBS's Heather Bosch with the latest.
Money trouble could force Spirit Airlines to halt flights Saturday. Aviation consultant Michael Boyd says the airline's been struggling due to
2 words, bad management.
And high fuel prices because of the Iran war aren't helping.
It was something that just added to their problems. They were going out of business anyway. This just sped it up.
A spokesperson for the bankrupt budget airline declined to comment other than to say operations were normal Friday. Heather Bosch, CBS News.
President Trump says he is not satisfied with Iran's latest proposal to end the war. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports.
What he continued to say is that there are, in essence, conflicting views among those that are in charge of Iran, and because they continue to not be able to get on the same page, they're still not there.
Meantime, the Trump administration faces a key deadline in the war today under a decades-old law limiting the use of force without authorization from Congress. The president calls it unconstitutional, and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has argued the 60-day war limit is paused amid the ongoing ceasefire, despite the continued presence of U.S. armed forces in the region. All 5 people aboard a Cessna plane died when it crashed last night outside Wimberley, Texas, about 40 miles southwest of Austin. It happened near a lake by Stacy Rohr's home in the hill country of central Texas.
It was like a crash, like a little crash, like a loud crash, but almost like an earthquake. I mean, it was so close, I felt like it was the back of my place was up in flames.
California is giving Los Angeles wildfire victims a property tax break. More from CBS's Michael Wallace.
Many survivors of the Eaton and Palisades fires lost their homes but still own empty lots. The property taxes for which were due yesterday until the state agreed to defer those taxes until 2030. Joy Chen is with the Every Fire Survivors Network, which helped negotiate the deferment.
You just have a lot of fire survivors who are in financial hardship, and now is not the time for a balloon payment.
Damon Blount, who lost his home in the Eaton fire, says the deferment will help.
Get a little bit more money to throw towards the actual rebuild of the house.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Rallies are being held around the country today to support workers' rights on this Mayday. In Los Angeles, attendees say they also support increased health care access and are opposed to military conflicts in the Middle East, as well as federal immigration enforcement efforts in the U.S. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has announced that actors created with artificial intelligence will not be eligible for an Oscar. Stocks are closed mixed on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
A Mayday rally underway here in Seattle. We have a reporter live at Cal Anderson Park standing by for us to check on your KIRO News Radio traffic in Bellevue. 2 left lanes have reopened north 405 at Southeast 8th after the freeway was shut down fully. The Southeast 8th on-ramp remains closed, however, as fire crews continue to work on this garbage truck fire. You're back up to Northeast 44th and Renton to Bellevue. Plan on 35 minutes. That's about a 20-minute delay. South 405, you're jamming up at the scene as well as drivers stop to check things out. We still have a full closure on State Route 410 just east of Enumclaw near milepost 33 from an earlier collision. No estimated time when this is going to reopen. Here in Seattle, we're up to a half hour to commute through downtown Seattle on North 5. Your scattered backup start at the Michigan Curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 getting crowded coming out of Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, a 5-minute delay. And as you head through JBLM this afternoon, South 5 struggling with about a 4-mile backup near the main gate. Tacoma to Olympia, up to 55 minutes. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors.
Make some noise, working people!
The atmosphere is cheerful but determined at Seattle's Cal Anderson Park, where a Mayday rally precedes a workers' rights march, and that's where we find KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake. Hello, Corwin.
Hello, Nate. This ever-growing crowd is almost filled the ball field here at Cal Anderson as speakers promote a fight for economic justice and not just workers' rights, but also human rights. Katie Garrow with MLK Labor talks about the threat to workers posed by technology.
We're not against technology, but we think that technology should improve working people's lives. It should improve our quality of life. The productivity shouldn't just increase profit for our bosses and our employers.
We expect a march through downtown Seattle to begin shortly. Live at Cal Anderson Park on Capitol Hill, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corwin. The 16-year-old boy accused of Thursday's stabbings at Tacoma Foss High School is due in court later this afternoon.
The boy is facing 4 counts of first-degree assault. Prosecutors say he stabbed 4 classmates in a hallway on Thursday afternoon. One victim had to have surgery to remove part of a lung and is in critical condition. A school security guard was cut while disarming the boy. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
A King County judge hears arguments today on whether topless sunbathing is allowed across Seattle's Denny Blaine Park. Ellie with the advocacy group Friends of Denny Blaine tells Jean Ursula private security guards have been selectively targeting women and feminine-presenting beachgoers.
If it's someone like masculine and they don't have breasts, they just don't get talked to, and they don't get threats of police being called on them.
Neighbors who live near the park sued the city, complaining that people were performing sex acts there. A full trial is set for May 26 to determine the park's future status. Well, Seattle readers love their ebooks. The Seattle Public Library says visitors logged more than 7.2 million checkouts of digital materials last year. That means the library ranks 10th in the world for the number of digital books checked out. The Seattle Times reports the library system also hosted more than 3.4 million in-person visits last year, the most ever. And now your KIRO News Radio weather, 71 this afternoon under partly sunny skies, mostly sunny throughout the weekend, and near 80 on Sunday. Partly sunny and 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Hey, in just an hour from now, we are actually going to be doing our Friday favorites, which is always a lot of fun. We look back on the week and whatever stories really popped for us and that we're excited to reshare with you guys. We will do that at 2 o'clock. So if you have any suggestions, you can also let us know on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. All right. We had other stuff that we were going to do, which we will get to in just a minute. I just saw this audio, though, Spike. I want to share this with you and get your take on this. Because we were just talking, just a couple minutes ago, we were talking about how Axios had this story recently about how the office, Bob Ferguson's office, was basically saying all state agencies are needing to now coordinate their public responses to questions from reporters and everything through them. So they're trying to and they're saying it's creating a problem. Insiders are saying it's creating a bottleneck problem and we're not able to respond to things in a timely manner and yada, yada, yada. And then we were talking about just the importance of transparency and being able to talk to our elected officials because they are people who work for us. I mean, they are voted in by the people. They should be able to answer questions by the people. So I just want to play you this audio that just popped up. Chris Daniels over at Como TV was talking with Katie Wilson, governor of Seattle. I'm not governor. I'm sorry, mayor of Seattle.
Careful.
Yeah.
Don't even put it in her head.
I know. It's kind of amazing. We can't play the video because we're not Como and we don't want to steal their product. I just want to play a little bit of Chris's interaction with Katie Wilson and also give him just a high five for trying to get questions. And he wasn't even doing anything. I'll play you the question here in just a second and then their response. He's not being inflammatory in any way. This is not a gotcha question. But he's asking Katie Wilson, who was in the news recently, where she was giving a speech at a local event, and shots rang out nearby and hit a building nearby where she was giving a speech, and they had to rush her away at the end of the speech. It wasn't related, and it wasn't like anybody targeting her, but it was highlighting some of these communities do have some dangerous elements in them, and we want to make sure that people feel safe in their communities, all that stuff. So Chris Daniels asked her the first question, and she answers it. And then he asks her a follow-up question, which you'll hear here in just a second. And her people off-screen shut the interview down. And she's answering. She's in the middle of answering. So she is their boss. They shut the interview down, and they're trying to get her attention on the side, and they're saying, don't answer that question. Don't talk. Back out. And she literally backs out of the video, and then her other guy, who's just holding a camera, steps in and starts trying to explain to Chris Daniels why she's not going to answer the question. It's kind of crazy. And Chris Daniels is sitting there with a microphone like, guys, you realize this looks really bad when you interrupt an interview. All right, let me play a little bit of this.
I wouldn't be an excellent reporter if I didn't ask you. It's been an eventful week, and I think people are concerned about you. How do you feel after Tuesday, after what happened, what transpired?
I'm doing great. Got a great team supporting me, and I'll just say, we don't have any indication that that shooting was targeted or anything like that. So I think it's a reminder of how much work we have to do as a city on gun violence, but I'm doing fine.
And the last question would be related to that I talked to people in that neighborhood who said that, hold on, it's just one last question. People in that community who are concerned that there's been rising gun violence and that there should be more surveillance cameras and that kind of thing. That's obviously been an issue that you weighed in on. Does that change it? Does that change your perspective at all?
Well, let's keep it on. Yeah, let's keep it on the topic of this event. Thanks.
But does that change your perspective at all on the issue of surveillance cameras based on what you went through on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Did you hear that person on the side? It says, Mayor Wilson, let's not
do that.
Let's not do that. Who's she taking? Who's the boss? Who's she taking orders from? That's what I want to know. Like, who's the boss in that situation? She's answering a question.
Wait a minute. If she's a mayor who has a team that helps her with messaging, that helps her with getting communications out to the people, and then that team steps in and does their job, is that a problem?
Yes.
Why?
Because she's in the middle of answering the question.
So she's a mayor who they want to make sure that the mayor has.
Does she not have a mind of her own?
They want to make sure the mayor has all the information to answer a question accurately. She's got a mind of her own.
Yes.
But it was a topic that they weren't scheduled to cover.
Well,
it is kind of a gotcha question.
It's not really a gotcha question.
It is. Yes. He's asking her. He's asking her if she's going to change her policy on surveillance in the city.
No, he asked her what she thinks of that policy now, given the fact that she was just in a situation where they're looking for people who were firing weapons.
Okay, so and
she's been very vocal about the cameras. I feel like it's very relevant.
An experienced politician would say, you know what, I'm not ready to comment on that. I'm going to seek more information, and I promise you we will revisit this topic when I've got all the proper information to give a response.
Okay.
Asking an inexperienced mayor, who we always dunk on her because she's an inexperienced mayor, to answer a question without relying on the experience of the team she hired to help with messaging, I don't think that seems fair.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You think it's unfair to ask a mayor her opinion on things? She's the mayor of a massive city.
It's not what I said at all.
You said she's unprepared because she's new at the job and she doesn't know what she's doing.
And we know that.
That's just because she's unprepared is not an excuse. Don't answer the question.
She didn't answer the question. She said, and
she starts answering, somebody shuts her off.
It's kind of how that feels.
You're not the mayor of the city. We're having a back and forth. She's the mayor being asked a question.
So, and if I would think less of her PR team, her media communications team, if they let her just go off and give her answer without getting the attic. I'm just trying to figure out.
Interesting.
If it's trying to get the mayor, if you want to dunk on the mayor for being inexperienced,
that's not a dunk. That's a question. He said, "How do you feel?"
It's not her dunk. It's you dunking on her.
Who's dunking on her?
You are. You're saying she doesn't have a mind of her own.
No.
She doesn't have to answer a question.
I didn't say she didn't have a mind of her own.
You asked me that.
I asked, does she not have the ability to answer a question? And you said no. Her team is stepping in because she doesn't know what she's doing.
That's not what I said. I said her team is going to step in and say, we're going to answer that when we have all the adequate information.
Okay.
And can give you an answer that has been vetted by this agencies. Different contributing elements that give her information.
Gotcha.
Right?
I would prefer a mayor who's able to answer questions.
That's great. I voted for one, and he didn't win.
Let me play you a little more of this.
Appreciate it, but let's keep it on topic, okay? She's about to answer the question, though. Okay. I mean, it looks worse when you jump in like that.
I'm sorry, I specifically said to keep it on topic. Okay.
But I also have to ask the questions that people want to have answered.
Maybe we can set up a different time for that.
But the mayor's a busy person.
I understand. Maybe
None of this? You don't have an issue with any of this?
Is anything that a PR person's saying unreasonable?
Keep going.
Let's schedule.
Sage?
Yeah, we'll talk to Sage.
Well, Sage hasn't returned phone calls all week, so.
It's been a busy week, but I will definitely get with Sage. Yeah.
we're just trying to keep it in the scope and respect the event itself.
Christiana's sitting here now with a microphone out, and this guy, who I don't know who this guy is, but he's now speaking for the mayor.
That makes sense.
Well, you can respect what I'm doing.
Your job is to ask questions. It's our job to
Yeah, we just need to keep it within the constraints.
You heard that? That was what she said on the outside. Your job is to ask questions. It's our job to figure out which questions we are choosing to answer or want to answer.
That's what she said?
That's what she said.
Okay.
Isn't it her job, if she's in front of a microphone and somebody has a very... I just don't feel like that's a complete... maybe I'm crazy here. You can let me know on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476.
I'm not saying the mayor doesn't
I don't feel like that's a completely unreasonable expectation. If you want to have an event that you invite press to, and press show up with a microphone, and they put a microphone in your face, and they ask you a question about a recent shooting that you were just nearby, and you have recently also had many, many things to say about cameras and whether or not those cameras are safe and all that stuff. Those, to me, seem to be relevant topics. And he can ask a question, and when she starts answering it, and one of her teammates steps in and says, or no, one of her employees steps in and says, Mayor, don't answer that question, and then pulls her out.
It's not a good look.
Then I question who's in charge, and then I think to myself, oh, okay, well, these are all the things I expected would happen with somebody like Katie Wilson.
Me too.
But you don't have a problem with the fact that she's just avoiding these things completely.
Not what I said at all.
Okay, I missed it.
What I don't have a problem with is that her team that she has in there to help her with a media messaging strategy does their job and says, you know what, that is not what we're here to do today. It's a very serious question. We will address the scheduled time. We'll address that directly.
Do you think it's a relevant question?
And then Chris Daniels steps in and say, yeah, that's a relevant question, and said that's a great question. We're going to set up a time to speak with you on that issue.
Sure.
And let the mayor gather all the different information she needs to give an informed response to that question.
I just don't see. I feel like a mayor of a major city should already have an idea on something like that. That's just me. I'm different than you. Whatever. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I feel like that's an easy question for her to answer.
It's a complicated question.
I don't think it's a gotcha.
It's a complicated. Maybe it's not a gotcha, but Chris Daniels is saying like, don't I have the right to ask you something that you're not prepared to answer?
He didn't say that. He just said I'm following up with a question that's related. That's not asking you something you're not prepared to answer.
It's not related.
That's the job. Isn't that the job?
Of a gotcha reporter, sure.
No. Yeah. Isn't that the job of a mayor to be ready to? Don't you want a mayor who can answer a question?
Of course I do, and I've said numerous times she's not experienced enough and not ready for prime time.
But that's not an excuse. You were just supposed to say she doesn't have to answer hard questions because she doesn't know what she's doing. Like, that's not an excuse.
That's not what they said either. We're not going to answer that question today. We're not going to answer the question right now. We're going to schedule a time for you, and we'll address that issue for you.
Let's disagree on this one.
That's cool. Hey, it's cool. Right. I mean, if the lady is inexperienced, and she is, and she hires a team to help her with messaging, and she has, expecting them not to be able to do their job, that doesn't seem reasonable. Chris can ask her if she's going to change, if she has evolved on a position involving city safety, involving personal privacy for the citizenry. I mean, the idea of surveillance cameras isn't just about whether she wants the city safe or not. It's about the use of this information and people's protection of privacy, which is also one of her responsibilities.
What you just said was way more coherent than anything that she offered.
Oh, I'm with you.
And you have studied it 1/10 of what her office has. And I assume, given that she has given speeches on this, she also has an opinion on that. And so I'm drawn into a question when I see that her team steps in and says, you're not allowed to answer these questions. That's what I'm saying. That seems like an overstep of the team. If you and I were doing the show...
I see that every day at every level of politics.
If you and I were doing the show and Laura stepped in and said, you guys can't talk about this anymore, you know what we'd do? We wouldn't listen. We would keep talking about it. Well, it's a different thing.
That's a different. That's a completely unrelated analogy. But you're right about that.
Why is that an unrelated analogy?
Because
we're gonna keep fighting about this.
I know, but let me ask you this: the president, every single day, the president has media stopped from asking questions and shuffled out of the room every single day.
Every president has media teams.
That's what I'm
understand.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't like it for any of them.
Okay,
I don't like it for mayors.
I'm with you. I don't like it for. I don't like this. I'm just saying I can't blame her for having them do. I can blame
and
her
if
for
you want to
needing.
go apples to apples, there's nobody who answers more questions, even wrongly, than Trump, who just keeps spouting off.
I'm not talking about how many times Trump opens his mouth. Believe me, I think it's excessive.
I'm saying all of our political leaders, from the governor right on down to the Seattle mayor, should be transparent and should be open answering questions.
I'm with you.
And if you don't have the ability to do that, then don't show up at the event asking press to come and cover your event and ask you questions that only you find favorable. That's the problem I have.
That's
they
fair.
only want questions that they want, and that's not what a press does. And if your expectations are that a press is only going to ask questions of our leaders that they like and that they're prepared fully to answer with the perfect answer, I think that's a very dangerous situation to be in.
And I'm not saying that's what they're asking for either.
That's what we just watched.
And we asked the reporter to hold that question till we have a segment that we can make sure she's prepared to answer. And that looks horrible. I'll give you that.
It looks horrible.
She knows less than I do, and she's the damn mayor.
It looks because it is. It looks because it is.
Fair?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's obvious. It looks because it is.
Cool.
All right, let's talk about massage parlors.
Finally, something I studied
Bunch of
for.
massage parlors got
Something I
shut down.
studied for.
45 in Pierce County. Did you see this? 45 massage parlors
First off,
temporarily closed.
I am shocked.
I didn't know there was
There were 45.
Yes. No, there's more than 45.
Oh, I know. I'm surprised
50.
they found 45 were in violation. I'm surprised that everyone wasn't.
They expected 51.
Are there 51 massage parlors and 7 passed?
They expected
6 passed?
51, and they
6 passed.
Yeah,
There's the
6
headline.
passed, which means I assume that not everyone got inspected. So there's more than 51.
Yeah.
These are like those creepy little foot ones that you probably see.
No, I wouldn't say creepy. Come on, that's. I'm sorry, I'm just having fun. This is great. I'm having such a good time doing
When
this
you
today.
go into, or when
they're
you drive
skeezy
by
as-
these
oh my
tiny
God.
little like
the toes are the least scary thing in there, and they're coming in for work.
When I drive past these like on Aurora and I see what used to be a house and now on the big window there's a big foot and it says $15 foot rubs. I'm just like, good Lord. Who goes into something like that?
I think any place you can buy a sign at Costco to open a business, I'm a little nervous going in.
I agree.
I don't care if they're making burritos or rubbing your feet.
This is a local resident who says that there used to be 15 massage parlors. What is this? Como has this story as well.
It does seem like a coordinated effort, and yeah, it probably was. They've probably been investigating that for a while. I did notice, more massage parlors than it seemed like maybe the population needs.
That the population could support. I think there's something else happening to these massage parlors.
You're not wrong.
They shut them down for fire code violation, which I
yeah.
think is interesting. Here's what they said. They said concerns about fire and life safety conditions. I guess that
life
could be
safety
related
means
to
if
fire.
you've got 18 people working in 2 rooms and there's one exit and a fire breaks out, there's some life safety issues.
Here's where I'm drawn into where I was brought into the story and where I had questions. Just a week ago, we did a story about 5 massage parlors that were shut down for, quote, fire code violations, but they also found that there was sexual acts happening at those
Human
different
trafficking.
locations. Human trafficking
charges were brought
allegations.
against the owner of 2 of those establishments. Yes.
With a story that we were reporting on, you had one case where they walked in on somebody in the middle of getting a sex act that was also paid for. Like you just walk in and something is happening and you have the, quote, masseuse and the John, and they say, were you guys having sex? Yes. Were you paying for that act? Yes, according to the story.
Well, apparently, the defense is arguing there was a language barrier. And maybe they didn't clearly understand what the officer was asking.
Well, the sex acts would have also been very confusing then, given the language barrier.
Some things are beyond words, buddy.
Yes. Romance knows no language.
You know what? I find some, me, I'm looking for a silver lining in everything. The fact that 45 places got shut down for fire safety, fire code violations.
Sure.
And nobody got arrested for sexing or trafficking. That's a good day.
So I was thinking they were actually shutting these things down for fire code violations to not draw the negative attention to the fact that there might be so many sex parlors.
Do you think they would have ignored, or if there were sex acts going on in these things, that have been a bigger story than fire code?
I don't think that so there's 17 of these were in Tacoma, 10 in Puyallup, 8 in Spanaway, 5 in Graham, 3 in Parkland, and 2 in South Hill.
So you folks in the South then have to drive a little further for your muscle tension relief. Sorry. Let's get Chris Sullivan on next. Tell you about the traffic.
I mean, Tacoma,
Sorry, Nate.
If they shut down 17 in Tacoma, they don't want to be I'd much rather have if I'm running Tacoma, I don't know who the mayor in Tacoma is, but whoever the Katie Wilson equivalent is, if somebody puts a mic in my face and says, like, hey, what do you think of all these massage parlors being shut down for sex acts? I would much rather be able to say, like, hey, buddy, that's a fire code violation. We're just protecting your safety.
Okay, you think it's a PR? Possibly.
I don't know.
Now you got a good nose for this stuff.
I don't
you
know.
do, man.
I don't know. That's what I would. That's the spin that I would give it if I were hired by one of these.
And you may be right. I think if they had gone into 45 or 51 and shut down 45 massage parlors for fire code violations, if they'd have found some happy endings, that'd have been news too.
And you don't.
If they'd have found the excessive numbers of used condoms they found in the last week's story,
or like the one with all the lube,
right?
Gross.
No, I don't know. See, lube and foot massage, they go hand in hand.
Well, I guess
or hand and foot.
The lube is an oil-based lubricant.
These jokes like themselves,
and that would be very fiery.
Most lubes are fire retardant.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, and in short supply because of the war in Iran. I'm learning so much.
Some of them are icy hot, icy and hot. All right, we got a lot of other stuff.
Great name for a massage parlor, by the way.
Yes. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO News Radio.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
This season, the Mariners are lighting up the sky with 8 fireworks nights thanks to T-Mobile. The fun kicks off with a 90s themed show on Friday, May 29th against the D-backs. Get your tickets and check out the complete lineup at mariners.com/fireworks.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we know that keeping your home watertight and dry is essential to your family's safety and comfort. Having well-functioning gutters prevents water damage to your home and prolongs the life of your roof. Whether you need a cleaning or a complete gutter install, we do it all. Call today and get $250 off a gutter installation and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello on this May 1st, marking International Workers' Day. In Seattle, hundreds are marking it with a rally and a march. KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake joins us live with more. Corwin.
And despite their grievances over economic injustice and exploitation, this crowd is hearing an energetic, peaceful message, as we hear from state labor leader April Sims, who says Mayday is for all workers.
Our movement fights for the dignity of all working people. You may not be in a union yet, but this movement fights for you too.
Within the next few minutes, this big crowd will hit the streets for the marching portion of today's event. Live on Capitol Hill, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corwin. Seattle's nude beach fight is back in court. Jesse with the group Friends of Denny Blaine says private security guards are discriminating against topless sunbathers, going after women while ignoring shirtless men.
This isn't a battle of should people be nude, because nudity is legal in Seattle. The argument is, should this park be open? And we're saying that the history of this park should be honored.
Judge is hearing their request for clarification today with a bench trial to follow later this month. Some neighbors say they have seen people performing sex acts at that park. Now to the closing bell reports. Spirit Airlines is making plans to stop operations as soon as tomorrow. CBS's Chris Van Cleve says this follows talk of a government bailout.
Talks around a potential government aid package, $500 million, have stalled. 2 of Spirit's 3 main groups of creditors were on board with the deal. Spirit's bondholders were not. President Trump today said he would like to save the Spirit jobs, that they have made a final offer.
Now, it is unclear if there's going to be any outside intervention at this point. Aviation analysts say Spirit owns less than 2% of the entire airline markets. Mixed results on Wall Street to close out this week. The Dow down 153, closing just below 49,500 points. NASDAQ gained 222, S&P 500 up 21 points. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, and let's start here in Bellevue. We've got an update for you. 2 left lanes have reopened, North 405 and Southeast 8th. Earlier, the freeway was shut down as fire crews are still tending to this garbage truck fire. The Southeast 8th on-ramp remains closed as well. You're backed up to Cold Creek Parkway. Renton to Bellevue has improved to 25 minutes. South 405 is heavy at Southeast 8th through Factoria. Out in Enumclaw, State Route 410 is reopened east of Enumclaw near milepost 33 from our earlier collision collision that had it shut down for about an hour. North 5 continues a struggle. It's pretty solid now from the north end of Bowling Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 40 minutes to get through this. South 5 slows from Northgate in the downtown. Still got a 4-mile thick backup South 5 through the JBLM main gate area. Tacoma to Olympia, 55 minutes. And a reminder, all lanes of westbound 18 are closed between I-90 and Issaquah Hobart Road through the weekend for a paving project. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
We are pleasantly warm to round out the week, looking at low 70s the next couple of days, and then warming up, potentially reaching 80 by Sunday. Right now, 67 degrees. In downtown Seattle, I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Tons of stuff to get to. Spike, do you know, I'm hoping you know more about this than I do, because this is first, how do you pronounce this name? There is a big lawsuit happening right now. Dave Reichert is...
Oh, the LEOFF1.
LEOFF1. Well, how do you pronounce that?
I don't think Leaf? You do. Well, I've heard various people refer to it as Leaf.
Leaf?
Yeah, Leaf 1.
Leaf makes it easier to say.
Yeah, but it's the Law Enforcement Officer Firefighter 1. It's the pension fund for LEOs and firefighters.
Gotcha. Okay. So the fight over this right now is you have the state that's saying that we want to take a pension fund that has a lot of money in it, enough to cover the firefighters and first responders and law enforcement officers who are in it. We want to take the excess money and we want to use some of that excess money and put it into the general fund in the state. Is that?
That's pretty
is that
good.
Kind of generic?
Fair representation of it, yeah.
And then you have people who are in the fund, namely one of them is Dave Reichert, who says that he's been paying into this fund since the 1970s. Is that right?
When he first joined law enforcement in the state of Washington, eventually becoming a sheriff, Dave Reichert, then Representative Dave Reichert. I mean, the guy is gubernatorial candidate, Dave Reichert.
Yeah.
He's been a part of this community, law enforcement community
Green
in Washington.
River Killer
50
catcher,
plus years. Yeah.
Dave Reichert?
Yes. And he's one of the few, when I say few, there's a couple thousand, I think maybe as many as 4,000 contributors to this pension fund who still draw benefits from this pension fund.
So he had this to say. He says these are, so he's one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit. He's also currently the secretary of the LEOFF1 or LEAF coalition. And he says, quote, these are cops that put their lives on the line for years and some for decades, working in life or death situations, some still battling PTSD and other job-related disabilities. The remaining members are in their 70s and 80s, and we are taking this personally. The state should do what's right and honor this contract. And they're basically saying, like, you're trying to make something into what it was not intended to be, and we want to stop that from happening. They say it's not constitutional for the state to do this.
Well, the state legislators who proposed using this excess funding for this fund, the excessive amount of money, which is close to $3+ billion.
Yeah, they want to transfer $3.3 billion
to the general fund. So if I've done a lot of reading on this, and the LEOFF1 fund, which, by the way, people have stopped contributing into. There was a point in a few years back where they started LEOFF2.
Well, I imagine all the people in the original fund are now retired.
They're retired.
So
they're in their 70s and 80s. Yeah.
If you're not working.
The fund is currently funded to 160% of its required money to guarantee the benefits.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And if they're able to strip away the $3+ billion for the general fund, the fund will still be fully funded beyond 110% of expected need, so that all those who paid in will never be denied what they were paid into and what were promised.
According to who?
According to, well, if they estimate, they use insurance actuary tables to find out what these folks could need. Again, they're retirees.
Here's my question.
How long they'll live, what they could possibly need.
Yeah, I mean,
is 110%.
A bunch of Methuselahs. They're not going to live to be 900 years old.
Exactly.
Well, my question is, who's saying that it's fully funded? Who's making the argument to take the money out of it?
The people who decide how much was put in and how much is going to be expected. There are actuality tables, I think they're called. When you say, what are this many people, what could they possibly need with the way of health care and mental health care and all the other benefits to them.
But who's saying that? That's my question. It's like, who's saying that they have enough funds?
The people who manage the fund.
The people who manage the fund is Dave Reichert.
No,
he manages the fund.
No,
He's saying, yes.
No.
Yeah, actually he does.
Okay.
He's part of the job here. They manage the fund. That's what the lawsuit says.
He's the president of those who paid into the fund. He's the president of those.
He's not the president. He's secretary.
Secretary of those who paid into the fund.
He was hired.
He didn't decide where the investments go. He didn't decide where the money was invested.
Well,
that's why it's got 160% currently vested. It's earned 160% of the expected need of that fund.
Sure.
If they do nothing with it until 2029, it'll have 200%. It'll have twice as much as is ever going to be needed for those guys.
Here's my caution though. So the state is saying that it's fully funded. That's what I was trying to get to with that question.
Okay.
The state is saying, and the state are the ones who want to take the money.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, it's their money.
Well, it's not their money. It's the fund's money. It's not the state's money. That's what the lawsuit is. So we don't know whose money it is until the lawsuit settles it out. Correct?
I'll give you that interpretation of it. Sure.
Okay.
I mean, because if 200 times, let me say it. If it's 200 times what it's needed to do, 200%,
2 times.
If it makes twice as much as what it's needed to do, those guys who paid into it and who were promised benefits don't get that extra money. That's not their money.
I understand that they may not be then splitting up a pot of an extra couple $1 billion.
That's kind of what that's how I see this.
But I'm not comfortable saying that it's the state money. If there's a lawsuit about it, I'm not comfortable saying it's the state money just because they want to suddenly come in and say like, well, this is our money, we can take it. Because that's not what's written when it was originally founded or started in 1969. It was not built to be a rainy day fund for the state.
No, it was built to deliver promised benefits to those who paid in.
Okay. So what the lawsuit is saying is the state can't just say that this is our money because you said in 1969 that this was our money to protect us and our families and our beneficiaries, even after we're gone, the benefits that then pass down to the family members, things like that.
Yeah, I get their argument, yeah.
So what I'm saying is if the state is saying it's their money, the problem I have with that is, isn't it the state who got into the financial situation in the first place because they're bad managing money?
Okay, I could see that side of the argument.
So then my question further beyond that would be, why am I believing the state when their assessment is everything's cool? You guys are covered forever.
Even after we take the $3 billion, there'll be 110% of expected.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
It doesn't account for. I have that same concern.
The state
it doesn't necessarily or address any possible downturn.
Yes. The state is saying that, and the state, as we have all seen, is not really great with money. So why am I buying their argument that everything is hunky-dory over here? They're telling someone else, your money's good, so much so that we want it to be our money. And I'm thinking, well, why are you in the situation in the first place where you're trying to grab somebody else's money? So why am I believing you that they're fully good to go? You're never going to need these funds. I don't buy that.
I'd like to verify it. And you may be right. I'm not sure. I can't speak to that element of this story. That the state is the one saying that it's 160% of promised return.
Yes.
I want to know who's given that number out. Because if it's somebody who hasn't mismanaged Washington's money making that claim, if it's the financial institution that is managing the pension fund.
We know for a fact that it's the people who have mismanaged all of our funds.
I don't know that.
Let me finish. Trying to take the money.
That's who's trying.
Correct?
Yeah.
And they've mismanaged. Would they be going after this if they were flush with cash?
Probably not. They wouldn't need to.
So you're throwing good money after bad.
Well, if the state has an agency because say they don't touch it, okay?
Yeah.
And then it balloons to 200% of what's needed.
Okay.
And then they have to wait till the last payee into it, the last retiree.
Okay.
When they finally pay out the final benefit, then it'll be the state's money.
Well, I don't know who it becomes. I don't know if it's about beneficiaries after those people's deaths.
I don't think it is because that's why they can say, it's going to pay. It's currently sitting at 160% of what we could possibly need.
Sure.
And they account if I'm hoping they're telling us they're accounting for every possible medical and mental health requirement of these companies.
I don't trust them.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't think it's the state of Washington that's telling them it's 160. I think it's funded to 160% for whoever's managing the fund. I can't imagine that a retirement fund isn't managed by somebody who's in that industry.
Sure.
Who knows how to allocate their resources and take safe bets and not take crazy gambles.
I understand.
didn't put it all in, chickencoop.com or sock puppet or whatever.
Let me ask you this question. You're smart with your money. You save for retirement. You got a little extra, more than you planned.
You might want to talk to Laura. She's doing better than me.
And then your friend comes in and your friend says, hey, listen, I got myself into a tight spot. I need to access some of that money that you're not going to need.
Mm-hmm.
That's a person that I would be cautious about, especially when they come in, they're not asking. They're just telling you, I'm going to take your money because I've been bad with my money. That would raise questions and red flags for me. And I think Dave Reichert and the plaintiffs, they have a case.
You've probably got a lot on your side of the argument, and that's why it's going to court.
Yeah.
And they may very well win. And the state will have to sit on that money until the last retiree is paid out in full.
And you know
then
what?
The state will get that money.
If that's what they have to do, then that's what they should do.
It's a much more cautious and careful way to manage that fund. I'll give you that.
They owe it to these men and women who put their lives on the line and deserve to know that no matter what, that the money that they paid into, the fund that they paid into for years, is going to protect them. I mean, that's the peace of mind for somebody in their 70s and 80s who doesn't have the ability anymore to go out and earn extra money like they did when they were young.
Yeah.
To watch the state swoop in and say, like, we're just going to start taking your money because you don't need it. I understand why they're not happy.
I'll give you an analogy that helps your argument.
Okay.
Say you got 4 tires in your car and you got a spare in the trunk, and you've got 3 spares in your trunk, and somebody wants to take 2 because you already got a spare.
Yeah.
But is that if you lose 3 tires? Stuck on the side of the road.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Should I say? It's an analogy that helps you.
I'd also say, these are my tires. These aren't your tires,
That's the other argument.
I say, get out of my trunk. Keep driving.
There you go.
These are my tires. I paid for these tires.
There you go.
All right,
Just
we got a lot more
decide to
coming
drive
up.
over glass and nails. That ain't my fault.
Just because you are greedily, lustily looking at my tires doesn't mean you get my tires. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO News Radio.
Well, the rainy season is behind us, we hope. Did your house come through okay? Your roof do okay? No leaks, no nothing? Are you even sure? Have you checked? Now's the perfect time to call Integrity Roofing and Construction, trusted local roofing and design and restoration company. They offer free estimates, of course. Schedule a video inspection today, a free roof assessment. See how your house did. See what you can do better in the future. They do full repairs, restorations, designs. They do it all for you. They do incredible work. They've got incredible reviews. Check them out online, integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto-pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Amazon Business. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
We are facing an uncertain time when support for nonprofits is in danger. Now is the time to show up for them. Whether you give a little or a lot, every donation creates big change. Donate to nonprofits during Give Big on May 5th at woggives.org. It's up to us.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. This Memorial Day, get $525 off every window, $1,000 off every door, plus 12 months zero-interest financing. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Welcome back to the show. This was kind of a bummer news. I saw this. This is in Bellevue. I never want to see any businesses go out of business. Restaurants are tough. That's a tough industry. I mean, I've seen even like award-winning restaurateurs have a tough time keeping restaurants open.
It's one of the thinnest margins that any business works on is restaurants.
Isn't that wild? Because it's the experience of going to a good restaurant is such a good one, a strong one that you'll go and you'll pay a lot of money.
Some of your best memories of your life are family get-togethers at great restaurants, or even a Pizza Hut. I'm not knocking Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Remember how romanticized and nostalgic we got for sitting in a Pizza Hut with a red plastic cup?
100%.
Those are great memories.
They are good memories.
And in this city, I mean, we make it hard with B&O tax, with elevated salaries for employees. You couple that with the cost of ingredients going up.
Everything's pricey.
It's tough.
It's tough. This one is not. This one. This was in Bellevue, so this is. It's close by. Maybe a little easier to do business there, but Bellevue's tough because you got a lot of competition. You have location issues, and I think maybe that was part of the reason this closed down. But Legion Sports Bar has closed down. Last night was last night. Or the last night in operation was last night, I should say. Did you ever go there? This was this Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman's?
This is Sherman and Cam's place. Yeah.
I always loved the idea of it. I thought it was such a cool idea.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Michael Jordan's Steakhouse.
Yes.
In Chicago.
Yeah, and it's a vanity project.
Sure.
And you're counting on people coming in and your name being the draw.
Yeah.
And they've got value. Don't get me wrong; those guys have value, but this is a tough environment. And that's a tough ask. It's not a brown bag kind of a joint.
No.
It's a high-end joint.
It's not. It's supposed to be a nice experience.
Yeah, and we talk about all the different things that make it harder in a restaurant. Couple that with the fact that people's disposable income is becoming tighter and tighter and tighter. These guys fell victim to taxation and utility costs and fuel and everything else that's eaten into people's money.
I think, too, location had something to do with it. Did you see where this was
Where
located?
Was
so if you're in Bell Square, so like Bellevue has a lot of, they do have a lot. If you're going to choose a market to put a restaurant into, it's not a bad market to choose because there's a lot of money in Bellevue.
It's a higher end clientele.
And when you're going to
business clientele,
100%. When you're going to like Bell Square, you plan on spending money.
Yeah.
And it's very good foot traffic, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But this was right in one of those tunnels where you can go down in between. I think it was near the Westin. I could be wrong about that, but it's near one of those hotels where you can like go down toward the underground garages.
Oh yeah. Yes. It's like a Mexican joint down there too, right?
Or
is that's on the other side of the street?
There might be.
There's a place. Oh, it's called. It's not Azteca. No.
Oh, you're thinking. No, you're thinking. No, you're thinking. I know you're thinking of. Oh shoot! I'm gonna.
There's another location.
It's a Cactus.
Cactus.
You thinking of Cactus?
Yes, I am.
So
yes,
Cactus
very nice place.
Very nice.
There's a beer hall there.
There is a beer hall right across the street.
Yeah.
Or right across the walkway.
The
thing about Cactus, though, is that I think foot traffic, it's a little bit better because it's in the proper
It's in your face.
Mall.
Yes.
You got to walk past it to get to other stuff.
Legion didn't have that luxury.
Legion is like you drive by it as you're heading into parking, and then you would have to get up and go into a separate elevator to get. Anyway, for whatever reason,
so let me ask you this:
closes down.
Is the fact that you're appealing to sports fans? That's who you are. I mean, you're former Seahawk legends.
Yeah, you call it Legion because it's
Legion,
LOB, right?
Legion, your fan base is the blue collar, Seahawk fan, and you're in a high-end neighborhood doing a high-end type of event at least, do these two fan bases really not have enough crossover?
I would imagine
that at least contribute to the fact that it didn't make it.
That certainly could have done it. Yeah, it could have been that they're like hardcore fans.
Right. If it was
didn't want to go and spend that money.
Famous yachtsmen out there, those guys have money.
That's true.
You know, you want to see Boomer and Skippy, their place.
Then you go to Duke's.
You call it Ahoy. Yeah, you go to Duke's. Yeah, thank you.
I love Duke's, by the way.
Duke's is great.
Duke's is great.
National. It's a local treasure.
Yeah,
it's
I love
iconic.
But
did you ever go there?
I never went. To be honest,
see, here's the thing: if the food's really good, people will pay.
They will pay.
They will pay. And the drinks. I mean, drinks. Going to a lousy place these days, drinks are terribly priced.
It's so expensive.
It's so expensive to go out. I mean, I hear. I haven't been out in years.
Well, if you
Laura,
were still going out, it's very
expensive. Is it costly to go out?
Yeah.
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 Let me ask you this: there's many studies that will tell us people drink less than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
People just aren't drinking as much as they used to. There's a couple different elements. There's the financial side of it, which when drinks are starting at $14-15 a drink.
Yeah, for a glass of wine.
That's around when I was drinking.
It's a bottle,
right?
Like you just leave it at the table. Back when I was growing up, that was just a bottle of wine.
So, people are drinking less for economic reasons, and they're just drinking less from social reasons as well.
So maybe their bar tab wasn't picking it up. That's where they make all their money.
Is it at the bar?
At restaurants, is at the bar.
That's right.
Yeah, it's tough. They still have a location. They're still at Lumen Field. So that's their original Legion location is Lumen Field.
Sports fans are going there.
And you also, you have a built-in audience. They're captive. They literally can't leave.
Right. And there's some high-end dollars at the game. Of course.
Yeah, but it's not like this.
Right.
You also don't have the overhead.
Yeah.
Lumen Field wants to have those associations because it's all this synergistic thing.
Yeah, very much so.
To step outside and to go into a place like Bellevue, it's a whole nother headache. So it's a testament to how tough it is just to run restaurants. So good for anybody who can keep one going. And I feel bad for these guys.
I do too. And they've got other things in their future.
Yes,
Heck,
I'm sure.
Sherman's rumored as maybe one of the potential minority owners of a future Seahawk owner.
Wow.
I mean, these guys got. I mean, I see Cam along with Largen up on a dang billboard every month for the lottery.
Go get it, guys.
They're not going anywhere.
Go get it. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back with Friday Favorites.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO News Radio.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Take me out to big trees. Take me to see the leaves. Privacy screens and evergreens. You already know they have thousands of trees.
Big Trees for tree sales and transplants. Find Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the waist, swing and a miss, and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO News Radio.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The Mariners are celebrating their 50th season with legendary events all year long. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights presented by T-Mobile, starting off with a 90s themed show May 29th. Plus, check out epic giveaways like Julio Rodriguez 90s Jersey Night May 30th, thanks to KeyBank. And August 8th, witness the most iconic gathering of franchise greats as the top 50 Mariners players are unveiled at 50 Seasons Celebration Night, presented by Daktronics. Get tickets at mariners.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Barring a last-minute intervention, Spirit Airlines may soon shut down. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
Spirit Airlines is making plans to cease operations as soon as this weekend. It could happen as soon as Saturdays. The airline is simply running out of available cash to continue to operate. The airline, Spirit, is not commenting on these reports other than to say that today it is operating normally. In fact, Spirit flights are in the air now, and the airline is focused on safely operating those.
Negotiations over a $500 million government aid package are stalled after bondholders rejected the terms. President Trump tells congressional leaders that hostilities with Iran have terminated, addressing a critical 60-day deadline under a law meant to limit the unauthorized use of military force. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says it's an illegal war. President Trump is casting doubt on the latest efforts to end the war. CBS's Linda Kenyon with that.
Pakistani officials have been acting as mediators between the U.S. and Iran. And while President Trump praises their efforts, he says Iran isn't being very helpful.
They've made strides, but I'm not sure if they ever get there.
The president says it really comes down to this.
Do we want to go and just blast the hell out of them and finish him forever, or do we want to try and make a deal?
Trump also rejected seeking congressional approval under the War Powers Act, now that the war is surpassing the 60-day mark. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
As gas prices in the U.S. surged again overnight due to the war with Iran, CBS's Ramy Inocencio reports.
There is a new warning of critical shortages of oil for some countries out there, in particular for Asian countries who do rely on oil coming out through the Strait of Hormuz.
North Carolina
Granger
teachers
offers
are taking a
professional
stand.
grade products.
Thousands
Easy
of North
ordering.
Carolina public school teachers rallied in the state capitol, calling on lawmakers to pass a budget, including funding for schools. This is a second-year teacher.
We can't seem to pass a budget, and we have so many positions that we need that we can't fund. We're being asked to do things that are impossible. I'm not a miracle worker, but I do show up every day and give 150%.
The Tar Heel State now ranks 49th in teacher pay. Jim Crisula, CBS News, Raleigh, North Carolina.
The suspect in a deadly bank robbery in Berea, Kentucky yesterday has been arrested. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Parman.
An unspeakable act of violence occurred. An individual walked into a bank, shot one individual, then shot another individual that was a bank teller. turned around, fled the scene.
18-year-old Braylon Weaver faces several federal charges, including armed bank robbery. This is CBS News.
The stars shine brighter on CBS Mornings.
This is a slam dunk.
So cute. Gail came in singing for me today. On CBS Mornings.
Coming up, a court date for a teenager accused of stabbing classmates. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's start in Bellevue, where all lanes are now back open. North 405 and Southeast 8th following a garbage truck fire that shut down the freeway shortly after noon today. You're still backed up into Factoria. The 405 exit lanes on westbound 90, those are stacked up to 150th. It's less than 20 minutes now, though, from Renton to Bellevue. South 405 is getting an early start to that afternoon backup we're used to. You're slow from Southeast 8th to the Renton landing already. Pretty thick till you get through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton's at 25 minutes. Here in Seattle, North 5, we are jam-packed at the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge already. 40 minutes to get through downtown. South 5 is heavy in Northgate down to I-90, up to a half hour from Linwood to Seattle. Both directions of 405, you're heavy through South Center. And Tacoma to Olympia just hit 1 hour. You've got a 3-mile thick backup through JBLM, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The 16-year-old boy accused of yesterday's stabbings at Tacoma's Foss High School pleads not guilty. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay has more.
The boy is facing 4 counts of first-degree assault. Prosecutors say he stabbed 4 classmates in a hallway on Thursday afternoon. One victim had to have surgery to remove part of a lung and is in critical condition. A school security guard was cut while disarming the boy. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Judge set bail at $750,000. Charging papers note the boy is a student at Foss High. Classes there are canceled today. And this just into the newsroom. Seattle police say a woman was stabbed in the head this afternoon near South Seattle College. Her condition is not known, but she was alert and conscious when help arrived. SPD says a man in his 20s is in custody. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown now weighing in on the fight over the new millionaire's tax, pushing back on claims his office helped lawmakers keep it away from voters. State Attorney General, former State AG Rob McKenna is fighting the tax in court, telling Seattle's Morning News last month.
One of the lawyers wrote back to the legislative leader and said, hey, make sure you include an emergency clause so the voters can't have a say on this. I mean, this is just not the role you expect the AG office to play typically.
Now, Brown tells KIRO Radio's Jean Ursula today the clause was never about stopping a voter referendum.
A bill that raises revenue on behalf of the state government is not subject to the referendum, whether or not it has an emergency clause.
Millionaire's tax is set to take effect in 2029. Well, it is the annual Mayday March and Rally in Seattle. And KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake is there. He joins us live near Cal Anderson Park. Corwin.
And this crowd of perhaps 1,000, but possibly many more, is now setting out on their 2-mile march through downtown Seattle, traveling eastbound on East Pine at the moment. It is expected to be a peaceful protest as well as a very colorful one, as we hear from MLK Labor's Katie Garrow.
Being able to provide for your children, being able to get care when you're sick, being able to go on vacation, get braces for your kids when you need to. That's what we're about.
Plenty of police presence on hand for this march, which is expected to go 2 miles through downtown Seattle. Live on Capitol Hill, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corwin. Now to your forecast. Looking at sunny skies today, a beautiful weekend in store. Low 70s today and again for tomorrow. Then could be pushing 80 on Sunday. Right now we have 68 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours have passed. 1 hour still to go. Lucky Ducks.
Best hour of the week.
It is the best hour of the week. And then you guys get to fade into your weekend. I hope you look at our show as just like a cool 3-hour hangout with like 2 really handsome guys. were really cool, like really cool guys. Is that what everybody thinks? And also awesome Laura.
Well, I met Nate and Aaron.
Nate is here as well.
Yeah, no,
and
those
so
are
is Andrew.
Because you're counting me in the handsome guys thing. You're so
you're
kind.
It's called the Jake and Spike show. It's not the Jake, Spike, Nate, and Aaron, and Andrew show.
I know, but you said two handsome guys. I, for
obvious, Spike. It's
I, for
obvious.
one, have had corrective eye surgery. I know better.
I have as well, actually.
Wow.
We both know better. All right. Friday favorites. We got a lot of stuff to get to for the week. You want to start? You got a lot.
I'd love to. You know what's funny?
Take it away.
Aaron, help me out with a name here.
What's that?
Mariner batter, St. Louis, challenges a called strike 3.
Okay.
Who was that?
You're talking about Rob Refsnyder. Rob Refsnyder.
I was going to say Rothmo. It's Refsnyder.
Refsnyder.
I almost went with that one. Guy challenges a called strike 3. 2 pitches later, he hits a game-winning home run. That's a great story.
Yeah. Pinch hitter, right?
Pinch hitter.
The bottom of the ninth.
And then I was leaning toward a story we never got to, but it's a great story. Costco has upgraded their hot dog deal. $1.50 for the Costco
better
dog.
not have changed it.
No. Well, they gave us options.
Okay.
$1.50 for a hot dog and a 20-ounce soda. They're not giving you. You can also have water.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's not a big story, but the fact that Costco is not. When I see changes to the Costco $1.50 hot dog, my greatest fear was yours. Was that they're going to raise the price.
I suppose
smaller dogs.
I suppose there's a version where they do the opposite and they give you 2 hot dogs for one. Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be sweet.
Wouldn't that be fun if they did that? They had a national hot dog double dog day.
That'd be great.
They should
you hear
do
that, Costco?
That's good marketing.
I didn't go there because we never got to it. But here's my story today, and I'm going to fold 3 stories into one if you'll allow me.
Please.
My Friday favorite is what's all the great news for the kids this week. Great news for the kids. We started the week, you brought a story in about Texas, who has limited screen times, in fact, removed screens from a lot of their schools' environments.
Yes.
In the state of Texas.
Yeah.
You know, going back to the old ways. They're taking away screens and
checkouts.
Checkouts in the Texas school system libraries have exploded.
Yep.
Kids are reading.
25% increases.
Isn't that phenomenal? That's a phenomenal story. And if you give kids if you don't let them just dig into that dang screen.
Yeah.
And you make them pick something else, they're happy to pick something else.
And all the kids are reporting being very bored, which is good.
It's good. Give them little brains a chance to catch up.
And so they're saying, the librarians are saying all these kids are coming in droves checking out books because they're bored. That's a thing we don't often talk about with screens. Just like these pervasive screens that are everywhere. We talk about this all the time.
It's okay. It's worth bringing up again and again.
How much of your childhood did you spend bored? A good chunk,
A good
right?
chunk, yeah. We were inventing stuff to do. We found sticks that looked like guns to play Army. Come on.
100%.
Right?
Poking dead things.
You betcha.
Most of my childhood was, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I was bored most of the time. I'm sitting there going like, what am I going to do?
Like I can make a ramp out of that.
Yes, 100%.
Right? Who's got a cinder block? Who's got a cinder block? Gene's father has a cinder block.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Go get it.
Yep.
Let's jump our bikes. Yep. Let's see if we can get one wheel off the ground.
Exactly.
And you feel like Evel Knievel.
Yep. Great days.
So much of life grows out of seeds of boredom.
That's where imagination is born.
That's where imagination is born. And these kids don't have a chance to access that because they're just being shoved with stuff in their face all the time.
So Texas took a stand and kids are reading a 25% increase in checkouts at the library.
I love it.
I'll fold that in with the story you have today about Pizza Hut bringing back the Book It program.
Book It.
They're asking kids to read over the summer. You can do it online, Pizza Hut/Book It.
Yep.
Kids will check off how many books they've read throughout the course of the summer, get their little digital certificate, and get a free pizza.
That's so great.
It's great.
You want to hear the old ad again?
Sure. Love to.
All right, here we go. Here's the vintage 1990 Book It ad, originally conceived by the Pizza Hut founder just to get kids to read good.
Children who love to read can grow to new heights, expand their knowledge by discovering new worlds, stretch their imagination by reaching for the stars. Book It is a reading incentive program that encourages young people to read. Support your children's participation in their school's Book It program. Or to find out how to enroll their school, write to this address.
That's so great.
Fantastic.
Do you remember when you were a kid, do you remember what book it was? Because there's usually a book series that you connect with that is your gateway into reading. Because we were saying earlier, it doesn't matter if it's picture heavy, graphic novels, or whatever it is, whatever gets you excited about the words on the page and the storytelling that you find inside the covers of a book.
I hadn't thought about this book it's got to be 50 some years. You ever read a book called Johnny Tremaine?
I know the name. Why do I know the name?
It's a fictional youth novel about a young silver apprentice who worked for Paul Revere.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm gonna get misty just think. I haven't thought
Tell me
about
about
this.
it. Tell me about
I
this,
haven't
Johnny
thought
Tremaine.
about this book in 50 plus years. So I was probably maybe 10, maybe 11. When over the course of the summer, I was probably trying to earn a dang free pizza.
Yeah.
And I got this Children's Nobel Prize award-winning, Johnny Tremaine, the story of a young British lad who got a silver apprenticeship with a silversmith named Paul Revere, and he helped Paul Revere orchestrate the Midnight Ride. And this book just lit my fire.
That's amazing.
I mean, look, the hair on my arm is
I
standing
can see
up.
that. Coincidentally, the anniversary, the 200 and whatever anniversary of Paul Revere's, I guess it would be 251st, of Paul Revere's Midnight Ride was like a week and a half ago.
Oh, you're kidding.
Isn't that wild?
Land 2 if I see.
Yes.
The Alps of Sure I'll be ready. Yeah.
So Johnny Tremaine.
Is
it a fictional story?
Yeah, it's a fictional story.
But it takes kids into the history in a way that opens their eyes.
Of 18th century Boston and the Redcoats and the fight for freedom and the birth of this nation. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Gosh, thank you for asking. What about you? What was your book? What book got you? As a kid?
Mine was probably, I really loved science fiction.
Okay.
So I would try to read things that were like science fiction-y. And so Stephen Hawking has a book that
You read Stephen
I'm just
Hawking?
kidding. I'm just joking. Boxcar Children. I used to read books called Boxcar Children.
Okay.
That we had a whole series of, and it was kids who lived it. They were like orphan kids, and they lived in a boxcar, and then they were adopted by somebody, and then they would go and they would solve crimes, as kids often did back then, who lived in boxcars. Did you read it?
I loved those books.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a creek outside of their boxcar, and they would refrigerate their milk in the creek.
It's awesome.
Just that idea of living on your own, being
Independence
wild as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now I'm reading them to my kids.
Are you really?
Yeah. Or the other one was Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, the C.S.
Narnia.
Lewis Narnia
Chronicles
series.
of Narnia, yes.
I love that. Would really probably be the one that really opened my eyes to like the fantasy world of imagination.
Yeah.
Not just like the world of maybe what happens if my parents go away, I live in a boxcar, but like really anything can happen. Because
Yes.
I love the idea, just the simple idea of walking through, and I still can't even walk through, I can't even walk by a big bookcase
A
now.
wardrobe, yeah.
A wardrobe without looking at it going like, I wonder if there's a secret world
There's a
on the
portal
other side.
to another world.
Yes.
Right?
So much so
God,
that
that's great.
we have this thing in my house, where the kids play. It's called the Bro Zone. And it's where they can do all their Legos.
Sure,
It's
yes.
where we keep the lizard, all that stuff. And I have looked into, I haven't done it yet because I'm not as good a parent as I should be, but you can build false like facade doorways that are actually hidden in wardrobes.
Right, little cubbies,
So
little
the kids then can walk through just like Lion Witch. You can hang coats and stuff in there. And I was like, oh, that'd be so great.
That'd be great.
Anyway, that's like on my dream list. But Lion Witch, what was it for you, Laura?
Yeah, what book lit your fire?
Or was it Boxcar?
A boxcar was up there, but The Secret of Platform 13, which is actually a very similar concept to Narnia.
Awesome.
It was like kind of like Harry Potter, where they run through the wall.
The wall, yeah.
There was this secret door on Platform 13 in a train station in London that led to a magical island,
This
kind of
sounds
like
a lot
Never
like Harry
Neverland.
Potter, actually.
Yeah, might have been a Harry Potter knockoff, actually.
Was it before or after? Do you know?
I have no idea. I could look it up.
Maybe Rowling stole that.
Ooh.
Well, she started those. Those would have been started in what, like the mid 90s?
1994 is when
Okay,
this came out.
so I think the first Harry Potter, I don't think came out until like 96 or 7. Can we look that up?
Does she maybe borrow literary?
So maybe she was.
I mean, that's a very small part of the Harry Potter
Maybe she was-
world.
Oh, yeah, Sorcerer's Stone came out in 97.
97.
There you go.
So maybe she was inspired. Who knows?
Very inspired. That's the
But
way
they're
to put
all.
it.
But they're all inspired by C.S. Lewis, who was inspired by somebody else. I mean, like
Yeah, of
everybody
course,
borrowed.
Just
everybody
the
steals
idea
it.
that there would be a hidden world behind a door that you wouldn't look at twice. It just made me look at the world around me completely differently.
Through a book.
Through a book.
Which is pretty
Yep,
cool.
take a look. It's in a book.
Anyway,
Reading
you're
Rainbow.
continuing.
And I don't want to monopolize the entirety of this segment.
You're
but,
good.
I do want to thank the city of Seattle and Seattle Public Schools for finally instituting a cell phone ban. It's just for the Seattle Public School District, and it's no schools for kids from bell to. When I think bell to bell, I think opening to close. That's what
Yeah.
I think. For elementary and middle school students, no cell phone use bell to bell. For high school students, they can't use their phones in class. They can only use them during passing periods between classes and during their lunch breaks. And I understand the concessions the city made, but I think just the fact that the city has finally taken some stand about
that's
keeping
good.
kids off their cell phones
That's good.
during the school day. I compliment the city of Seattle Public Schools.
It's the new superintendent who
Yeah.
comes in. And remember, they were in a tricky spot. Seattle Public Schools had, in their old leadership, that was a big deal to bring somebody from the way outside, and smart
yeah.
that they brought somebody from the outside, not somebody who was part of that original system.
And I know that Superintendent Reichdahl of the Washington State School Superintendent, he's answering to a lot of different jurisdictions and school districts, and they've all got different, thoughts and procedures on this issue. But I wish Washington State had an overarching ban on cell phones.
Yeah. 28 other states.
They have completely.
In our big, beautiful country have banned them.
Have realized how dangerous and distracting it is, counterproductive it is for kids to be anywhere near a cell phone during school time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What was I going to do on mine? Oh, Royal Family.
Family.
Laura, do yours real fast. What was yours?
Okay.
Yeah.
I really am interested about the fact that Spencer Pratt is running for mayor. And that it's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
He's raised more money than the current mayor of LA.
Yeah.
And there was a piece of audio that we didn't get to when we talked about the story earlier this week that I would love to play for you guys and get your take on it. Because he's invented an app. And this was a video he posted on social of him going out into the community, talking to people, and kind of pitching this as a solution.
I see many neighbors are full of trash. They also request on 311 app, and sometimes 3 months and they never show up. And this is not a lie because they send me the request and I go and clean up. So people are tired. How do you think you can have a system that works properly and fast?
So I've already created, and I have the test model on my phone. I created an app that will replace 311 that actually has accountability. And eventually the app would merge into the city dashboards if people want to use the app or if they just want to go on the city website. But what the app will do is it will show wherever you are in the city and you open it up and you film whatever you want, it's going to geo-stamp it and it's going to create accountability to all the people that are responsible. It'll automatically email them and then it'll show their track record of their response time, their failures. So
that's the count. That's the key word here. Accountability.
Yep, you're right.
I really think that we talked about this the other day because he's kind of a dark horse. You wouldn't expect him to be successful doing this, but I do think it's the idea of somebody who's outside of the system, who doesn't come to it from a long history of having government experience where the bureaucracy excuses a lot of inaction. And I think you could have somebody come in and if you have, for instance, trash, like he's talking about, and if that trash is not dealt with in a timely manner, people will then know, based on the city app, this is this person's jurisdiction. They have allowed this to stay here for this many weeks since they became aware of it, and we know they're aware of it because it's in their inbox.
All technology.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of a power ranking too. And he said if people are doing really well, then the blame doesn't get cast on, all of city council members are awful. If someone's really responsive, then that's very apparent to people using the app.
Accountability.
Iron sharpening iron. They're all going to be competing with each other to now see who can be the best city council member, which means it's going to work better for everybody that they represent. And what's interesting was when we were talking about this guy just the other day, just like 2 days ago, he was running at I think he had just under 20% chance of winning. That number is now up 7 or 8% since we talked about it. That's a massive increase inside of a week.
When you first showed me this, Spencer Pratt, and I knew who he was peripherally. I'm not a fan of reality TV. But I'm thinking, my first thought, and I said this to you, here's a guy that's so superficial.
Yeah.
That's so L.A. They're going to vote for somebody who was on TV. That's his only calling card. He's notoriety, and he knows how to run a really savvy media campaign. He's got a cool an ad poster.
Sure.
That's a parody of The Falling Down. He calls it Falling Up. He's doing Michael Douglas from that very famous L.A. movie.
Yeah.
But this guy's got substance. He's got more than just a media savviness, and he was more than just a reality show villain. That app is genius.
I think
that's taken modern technology and your understanding of the world we live in today and addressing a problem that the city of LA is one of the main issues they have.
The main issue that they have is accountability.
Yes.
The size of it is so huge. It's such a massive size that everything just gets lost in the shuffle, and then nobody's held responsible, and then it can just keep going and going and going. I think it's a great idea.
I mean, I also think it zooms out and modernizes how we interact with our city government. I mean, we have a Find It, Fix It app in Seattle that I've used countless times for all sorts of different things. But, people don't watch or go to town hall meetings the way that they used to. People aren't watching the C-SPAN, video streams of these meetings. There's got to be a different way that we get people the information about what's happening in their
It does
community.
feel like an updated way to interface with these people.
It's in their hand.
In power.
The solution to that problem is in your hand.
Sure.
And we can put that problem right in the hand of your city council member.
Accountability really is like the key word. When they're feeling like, hey, when somebody lives in a big city like that, and I know there's a lot of different arguments happening in Los Angeles right now about who's responsible and how much they bear responsibility, or was it just because they were in power when something happened that couldn't have been avoided? Those are all different conversations that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, though, is you still are sitting there going like, well, who's accountable for the way that the city is right now? I mean, every big city is experiencing that right now, every single city.
Yeah.
And who is accountable for these things? That's what is going to drive that campaign forward.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a real shot. Jeannie Buss, who owns the Lakers, has made the maximum financial support that she can. It's only, you say that sounds big, but it's only like $1,800. These campaign donations are limited.
But somebody of note in L.A., she's an icon. And she's a leader in L.A.
She's putting her name on the line.
Yeah.
The Buss family name in Los Angeles is,
exactly. It's like the Allen
depending
name
on the season, is
it's
pretty gold.
Yeah, it's like the Allen name here.
Yeah.
It carries that kind of weight.
People take it seriously.
Yes.
And the criticisms of him being a reality star, that's not unfair. But that was also 20 years ago when he was 18 to 20-something years old. And he's now a 40-something-year-old man who has lived a life, who has children, who has things that, and it'll be interesting to watch. But I think that idea alone makes people take him seriously.
And that idea is portable. That idea could work in Seattle.
I think they should apply that to Seattle.
Yeah.
An accountability chain. Who's responsible for these things?
We already have the app. Let's just update it to power rank
They're
our
never
city
going to
council members.
They would not want to do that. I don't think they'd want to do that. It holds them to a standard.
That means we should.
100%.
They don't want us to.
Yeah,
There's your
absolutely.
sign.
Those are great, guys.
We didn't get to you. Can we get back? Can we do on the back side of this?
We can do a couple when we get back. All right, let's do a couple when we get back.
I want to hear what lit your fire this week.
2 segments. All right. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
Hey, Dad, have you heard the news from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services?
No, I haven't.
Eggs have climbed higher than ever on the new food pyramid, and that's great news for anyone who loves starting the day strong.
Well, at Wilcox Family Farms, we make it easy with our ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs. They're delicious, protein-packed snack you can grab on the go, now ranked higher than ever.
Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Don't miss the Puyallup RV Show now through Sunday. Explore hundreds of new and used RVs, manufactured homes, and get show-only prices and incentives. Chat with the experts. Grab a scone. Free parking. Tickets at PuyallupRVShow.com. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Say goodbye to clogged gutters and climbing ladders. With K-Guard by Guardian, leaves stay out, water flows freely, and your home stays protected year-round. Enjoy true peace of mind. No maintenance and no rust. Choose from a variety of colors to match your home's look and boost your curb appeal. Ready for hassle-free gutters? Protect what matters most with Guardian, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Visit GuardianRoofing.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Erica.
As the annual plant buyer here at Sky Nursery, I make sure you have access to beautiful, healthy, extremely high-quality annual flowers. May is high time to stock up, especially if Mom happens to like flowers. I actually grew up gardening with my mom, and when I joined Sky 4 years ago, I started my very own garden in a few containers at my apartment, and you'd better believe they're packed full of color. For the shadier side, I chose a hanging begonia basket. The peachy and orange hues are my favorite, alongside glowing green and red patterned coleus. From our heirloom cut flower tables, I love the electric pink persicaria, commonly known as Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate. I'm also into dried flowers like straw flower and gomphrena. It's extremely rewarding to enjoy a bouquet all year long that I grew myself. Growing your own flower patch to bring joy and color to your days is simpler than you think. So come on into Sky and see what you can grow. Fresh deliveries arrive weekly. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store, since 1953. Details at skynursery.com.
Want the inside scoop on the Mariners? Sign up for Mariners Mail and 24/7 text to get access to exclusive pre-sales, special ticket offers, breaking news, and more. Go to mariners.com/insider and text Mariners to 24/7.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Court documents now shedding more light on what led up to yesterday's stabbings at Tacoma's Foss High School. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
According to statements from the victims and the 16-year-old suspect's mother, the motive seems to have been a vape pen he'd reportedly stolen from a friend of the victims the day before. There was apparently also friction because the suspect allegedly accused the group on Instagram of being gang members. A confrontation escalated into a fight, and according to court documents, the boy pulled out a folding pocket knife and stabbed 4 classmates. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The boy pleaded not guilty today. He faces 4 counts of first-degree assaults. Classes at Foss High were canceled today. King County deputies investigated a fatal shooting in Covington this morning. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was there.
Initial reports were that this was some kind of home invasion in the neighborhood near Southeast 259th Street and 186th Place Southeast just after 7 a.m. One person is dead, another injured. This neighbor, Steve, lives right across the street.
Saw 3 kids get taken out of the house and taken over to the neighbor's house, so that's where they are right now. So they were young, maybe 1 year to 5 years old.
Steve also says officers told him there's no ongoing danger to the community. In Covington, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
King County judge hears arguments today on whether topless sunbathing is allowed across Seattle's Denny Blaine Park. Ellie is with the advocacy group Friends of Denny Blaine, tells G and Ursula private security guards have been selectively targeting women.
If it's someone like masculine and they don't have breasts, they just don't get talked to, and they don't get threats of police being called on them.
Neighbors who live near the park sued the city, complaining about lewd behavior, including sex acts. A full trial is set for May 26th to determine the park's future status. The Mariners are retiring Randy Johnson's number 51 tomorrow night at T-Mobile Park. The big unit came to Seattle back in 1989. Mariners broadcaster Rick Riz tells Seattle's Morning News.
When he came up with that slider, which we named Mr. Snappy, he became a Hall of Fame pitcher.
Johnson won 5 Cy Young Awards. He ranked second all-time in strikeouts. To the real-time traffic desk now at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's get you updated on our Mayday marchers heading into downtown Seattle from Capitol Hill. They're crossing over I-5 right now on Pine Street. Their exact route and final destination is unclear. My guess, though, is since Westlake Center is just down the street, that's probably where they're headed. North 5, the main line here in Seattle, scattered backups on the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge, 40 minutes to get through downtown. South 5 still heavy coming out of Northgate to I-90. It's a half-hour trip from Linwood to Seattle. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is a half hour. It's really heavy between Southeast 8th and Cold Creek Parkway, and then things open up for you. Seattle to Federal Way closing in on a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia, we're at 55 minutes. You got about a 3 to 4 mile thick backup there in JBLM, and then more scattered slowing between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast is beautiful. We are seeing plenty of sunshine today, pleasantly warm with highs in the low 70s again for tomorrow. And then 80 on Sunday, 80 again on Monday. Right now, 68 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is kind of a two-segment Friday Favorites. We just have too much good stuff. We can't fit it all into two segments.
Quite a week.
We got a week of stuff to fit into two segments. And sadly, we can almost do it. I'm just kidding. Okay, here I wanted King Charles and Camilla were and it's Queen, right? I don't know.
Queen Camilla. It's Queen Camilla.
Do you call her Queen Camilla?
Their Majesties. I heard someone correctly refer to them, and it was the British ambassador.
Do you call her Her Majesty Camilla or Queen?
Your Highness.
Your Highness.
Your Highness, and your Majesty and Your Highness. I heard the British
I don't
ambassador.
Call her anything. She's not my queen.
She's not my queen. Well, I told you the joke I made, and I will not make it on air.
Okay.
But you heard me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Camilla's the Queen of England.
She's the Queen of England.
King Charles III.
It's his wife.
And it was the first royal visit since Queen Elizabeth came.
Yep.
Almost 2 decades ago.
I saw this picture that was kind of neat. It was King Charles, who's been to America 19 times. When you're a royal, they document everything you do. And they know that he's been to America 19 times prior to this. And they showed pictures of the last time he was sitting in the White House.
Okay.
It might have been with Nixon.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. I mean, he's
Did he come a lot as a kid?
Well, he's a young man. Yeah, because he's a prince.
I mean, if he's been here 19 times,
well,
he's been here since
now.
But you said the last time he was here. You mean the first time?
No, the last time he was here on an official visit to the White House.
Was the Nixon White House?
I think it might have been Nixon. I could be wrong about that. Now I'm saying it sounds crazy, but I think that's
it's
right.
not like the first time he came was at the Nixon White House. Nixon White House ended in 1974.
Yeah, I think it was in 1970. I forget the year, but I think it was Nixon.
It would have been between 1968 and 1974. Those were Nixon's years in the White House.
I think it was 70.
Wow.
I think he was there in 1970. Anyway, he's been here a bunch. This trip was a big success for them. We did a little gossipy talk just because there was questions about all right, you come all the way to America and you don't see your son and his wife and their kids. That to me says something going on there.
Yeah, it's hard not to see it that way. You haven't seen your old man. You're out of touch. You kind of got a strained relationship. Mm-hmm. You come all the way across for a state visit.
They've spoken out against the royal family.
Yes, they've been. How do you say? Not disowned. But they've lost their official title.
Well, they had to step away from
She's not the Duchess of anything anymore.
Well, they keep calling themselves that, though. I mean, they refer to themselves still as these things. But they have lost their official royal titles, which come with, payments through some
royal trust or
something or other.
They have land holdings. They no longer have, Zippity-Wah Castle out there in Bumblestock or wherever it is.
I mean, the royals are a working family. I mean, Charles goes to... The Queen was doing, 500 events a year when she was in her final years.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
That's a long day.
It's a lot of gripping and grinning.
It's for sure. And they would show up to the opening.
It's more bowing and smiling.
It's bowing and smiling.
Yeah.
It's a lot of... I don't know if the Queen bows to anyone, actually.
No.
She wouldn't.
No.
People to her, but she would give the
royal hand,
the royal wave.
I love you're doing it. It's the circular wave. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
You got to do that because you just can't wait. That's not very. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's a little bit of this action. Kind of a Barbie hand.
Because you can't.
I learned this from the Princess Diaries. Just FYI, Anne Hathaway taught me this.
That's smart.
Nice.
I guess Julie Andrews taught Anne Hathaway this. That I learned it at the same time.
Right. Mia? Was that her character?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, this doesn't look royal.
Right.
It looks like my son, who's 1 year old, learning the way.
Bye-bye.
Doesn't, yeah. It doesn't
Or my
look like-
cat trying to wake me up in the morning.
Yeah, just pawing at something.
Smack, smack.
So they wave in a funny way. Anyway, all that to say, they were here. It was a smash hit for everyone except Harry and Meghan, obviously. But there was he gave a bunch of speeches. And King Charles. It was a real charm offensive, and people really liked it. They did. It was very successful for them. He had a bunch of jokes. Here's one he made about Trump and trying to add a White House ballroom, which is kind of funny. Actually, it's very funny.
On this occasion.
And actually, I mean, when you think about, this is kind of lame that we're saying that this is an edgy joke, but it kind of is an edgy joke for a royal to make, to come over. Because the royals are very much like, let's not step in things.
Oh, it's all about decorum.
It's all about decorum.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all about,
You bet.
let's not draw attention where we don't want it. And he steps over here and he says this, which I think was really funny, and it's a good line.
On this occasion, I cannot help noticing the readjustments to the East Wing, Mr. President. Following your visit to Windsor Castle last year. And I'm sorry to say that we British, of course, made our own small attempt at real estate redevelopment of the White House in 1814.
That's a funny... It's a controversial topic.
If anybody doesn't know the history, they tried to burn the White House down.
Yeah.
There's still scorch marks on the eastern portico where they never painted over it as a reminder.
Watch out for those tricky British.
Our house was attacked by a foreign adversary. Yeah.
Those Brits. We don't forget. We don't forget Britain.
It's made some mild adjustments to the East Wing. Yeah, the fact it's gone.
So funny. All right. So
he had no problems, speaking his mind.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah.
I generally find
friends will tell you the truth, right?
Yeah, they want to be. They say, "Hey, we want to have that special relationship again. We want to be close allies. It's been 250 years. Let's bury the hatchet. Let's just be friends."
That's a Churchill quote, by the way. That special relationship.
Is it really?
That's a Churchill quote during World War II.
Interesting.
Churchill coined the phrase that the United States and England have a special relationship.
I always associate the special relationship with who was Tony?
Tony Blair.
Tony Blair and Bush.
Yeah.
Wasn't it that?
He used that phrase, but it was coined by Churchill.
Interesting.
Yep. But for those of you who don't know, Love Actually, right?
Yeah.
When what's his name? The actor, the British Prime Minister in Love Actually, Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant and Billy Bob Thornton, who plays a great president, great American president in that movie. He used that phrase.
He plays a
special
jerk.
relationship. He said, he's playing a philandering American president.
It's horrible. I thought
drawn right from the pages of the news.
I thought it was insulting to Clinton. I didn't like that.
Well, Yeah, you got a special place in your heart for that guy. I know you do.
I know. But
they used that special relationship quote in that movie. That's a part of the lexicon of the American-British relationship.
Interesting. Here is this actually was also very cool. As often happens when you visit foreign soil, you bring a gift.
Oh, that's right.
When you go and
do.
visit somebody else's house. Sometimes it might be a potted plant. Sometimes it might be a nice bottle of wine if somebody's having you over for dinner.
With Trump, it's often a major award.
With Trump, it might be a major award. Something with his name on it that's gold. And in this case, they did not disappoint.
You're kidding.
Speaking of submarine.
Have you seen this?
No.
Okay.
This is great.
This is both gold and has a Trump name on it. And you will not believe the history of this. To think how excited they must have been when they found this in the annals of British history and realized that they could bring this over and present this as a gift. This might be the greatest gift ever given in state visits.
You're kidding
I'm going to play this for you. You're not going to believe it. Just listen to it.
Speaking of submarine alliances, there was one particular AUKUS predecessor launched from a UK shipyard in 1944 that served for the majority of her life attached to the 4th Submarine Squadron in Australia, playing a critical role during the war in the Pacific. Her name? HMS Trump. So tonight, Mr. President, I'm delighted to present to you, as a personal gift, the original bell which hung on the conning tower of your valiant namesake. May it stand as a testimony to our nation's shared history and shining future.
Wow!
And should you ever need to get hold of us, or just give us a ring.
Honestly,
I love this guy.
Isn't that one of the best? I know that there's some historian somewhere who went, hey, you know what? We got that HMS Trump bell that's been sitting there that they probably have noticed at some point in their...
Well, how would they not?
And they said, why don't we give it as a gift? And they said, hey, Chuck, King Chuck, what do you think about this?
King Chuck. Sorry. I mean, disrespect you, Chuck.
What if
King
we
Chuck.
gave this over as a gift?
Great.
Do you think we could afford to let it go from the royal family's collection of yada, yada, whatever? And he said, that's a great idea. And it really, Trump loves to see his name on things, which is true. Golden things are, obviously he's attracted to gold. Awesome idea.
Sure, beautiful. It's exactly you couldn't pick a better gift.
And the other cool thing, and I genuinely feel this way, the other cool thing is if they're trying to reestablish the close relationship between America and Great Britain, the UK, and you can hearken back to when that was really changing the course and history of the world, as it did in World War II.
Yes, absolutely.
Then all the better.
And so that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, just a home run, or as we learned yesterday on the show,
a goal.
A cricket goal.
Crickets are scored in runs.
A huge goal.
What do you call it? A sixer? No, it's a six-pack. Wasn't a six-pack, was it?
A six.
It was a sixer, right? Or six?
It's cricket.
Oh, well.
It was a good cricket thing.
Yeah. Polos were goals. Crickets were scored in runs.
Polos were goals. Here you go. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We got your text messages, all sorts of fun stuff. We'll be right back.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing, and a miss, and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO Newsradio.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SCHEV.
Looking for lumber with a story? Then you've got to check out the new Earthwise Salvage Lumber Warehouse in Soto. Be the first to get your hands on reclaimed lumber with original character and local history. Their warehouse is packed with new inventory now, but when this wood is gone, it's gone. So act fast. Come visit the Salvage Lumber Warehouse for the grand opening on May 2nd from 11 to 3 in Soto. And remember, this lumber is harvested from structures, not forests. Find them at ewsalvage.com.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m. Amazon Business with smart business buying. Innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
This Memorial Day, get $525 off every window, $1,000 off every door, plus 12 months zero-interest financing. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. A lot of great text messages today. Tons of great topics. We're very fortunate today on things to chat about. Why don't we start with the Mayday protests? Go for it, Laura.
I was thinking the same. 425 says Mayday was totally hijacked. I remember as a child making little baskets, putting flowers in them, and then going to the neighbors' houses and sticking them on the doorknob for Mayday.
There you go. I really don't remember Mayday traditions as a child. It wasn't something that was... Well, I have no recollection of that.
My kid's done that for the flower thing.
Yeah.
Pick flowers from and then take little bouquets to all the neighbors. I remember Darby doing that when he was little.
Yeah.
You know, but Mayday with regard to labor and the working man, that's a totally different thing.
It's become
They didn't take over the flower party. They had.
But I do feel like it has become now kind of a catch-all for just like, now it feels like grievance day. For whatever you want to grieve or be upset about and protest. It's not about the labor stuff anymore. Now it's like this issue or that issue or whatever, and it just feels like a lot.
They do find a way to tie it all to the labor, how that issue affects labor. I mean, there are people out there protesting Trump today, right? Trump's eliminated 350,000 federal jobs. Those are labor jobs. That's their argument against the president on Labor Day, on Mayday.
Any protest locally about local political leadership, which affects vastly more percentage of your life? I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know. It's a good question.
It'd be interesting. Go for it.
Laura in Pierce County says, my son gets out early for Mayday every year, but they put the kids to work to do community service.
Oh.
I like that.
On busing kids to a Mayday protest, Mark in Port Town says, if a school district anywhere in this country said they were going to let kids in school take a voluntary day off in order to attend a Trump rally and that district would provide bus transportation, people would lose their minds. It would be the top story, and the outcry for using public funds would be the main message. I think he's right. I think, I don't think anybody has a problem if you voluntarily want to send your kids to something. They're your kids. You should be able to do that. I'm not trying to say that schools can tell your kids what to do. What I'm saying is the tax money going into things like this I do think raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, but I read a little bit when you brought that up earlier. I did some reading into it. The city of Chicago, the city of Chicago, where this policy was being enacted. Mm-hmm. They say, look, the school buses are already being commissioned to take kids to and from school. The buses are already being put into place. There's no extra expenses. Plus, if we told kids just you're out of school, wander the city going to a Mayday rally, that would put kids at risk. That was their justification for it.
I disagree that there's no extra expense.
I'm just telling you that's their justification for it.
But that's just that's just nonsensical. They're using school property to bus kids to a rally that's not school. So how is that not using school property?
They say civic engagement is a curriculum activity.
Okay. Well,
I'm just giving you their side of the argument. Not saying they're right.
Disagree. Agree to disagree.
Do the Renaissance Fair.
Do Renaissance Fair. Tin Hat Jason says, Renaissance fairs are super fun. If you get a chance, go to the Island County Renaissance Fair. If you've ever heard of Medieval Times, they have several shows that are kind of like that, minus the choreography. It's a bunch of dudes in armor with dull weapons going at it. Super fun to watch. I've been there. I've been a Renaissance Fair fan for many years. Most are bigger, but the Island County one was the first one to have a bunch of dudes pounding on each other in armor. Very entertaining. That sounds awesome.
You should go. Your boys would love it.
My kids would love
They have
that.
knights fighting. They
That
have
sounds
guys
fantastic.
they have blacksmiths.
Oh,
it's wonderful.
I love it.
And
I'm
turkey
going.
legs.
I'm going.
Look at turkey legs.
I'm going to go.
On all government messaging requiring Governor Ferguson's approval, 206 says, sounds like a king to me. I now support no kings.
That's funny.
Jeremy the Hot Sauce Guy says, sounds like the governor is following the president's playbook in regarding to handling the media.
Fair criticism. Stephen Duvall says, so since Ferguson can't seem to control the press, he's controlling the flow of information out of the government. That seems very familiar from countries like China, Russia, and other communist and socialist countries. Food for thought. Thank you, Steve.
On the revival of Pizza Hut's Book It program, Sassy says, FYI, Auntie Irene's in Des Moines gives a free scoop of ice cream to kids who read 10 books.
Good for that. That's awesome.
That is so cool.
Auntie Irene's in Des Moines.
I do have to say real fast, that is a text message from a listener. Have we verified that they actually do that now that we're spreading that word
good
far
point.
and wide?
Let me look it up.
We don't know that that's the case.
We'll vet that. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. We'll vet that.
Go for it, Spike.
Stan in Linwood says there's a Pizza Hut franchisee in Missouri doing real well recruiting the Old Hut salad bar and all. Recreating, I should say, the Old Hut salad bar and all.
I have seen that movement growing. And that's a question I would have. Like, if you're a franchisee, are you required to do what they want you to do as far as aesthetics? Like, if you put in a McDonald's, they have very specific ideas about what your McDonald's has to look like.
Yeah.
I mean, watch The Founder. That's the whole premise of that movie you do what we want you to do. But I would love if they could go back to the old way of Pizza Huts.
Are there any sit-down Pizza Huts? I took a look. I couldn't find it. Everyone I found was all
like a walk-in,
walk-up.
pick up your order.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Okay, I looked it up really quick. Auntie Irene's looks like they launched it as recently as 2023, like at the end of May. So I wouldn't rush out right now, but they should have little punch cards this
We don't want to
summer.
hold you to that. Yeah, we don't want to hold them to that. But it's from a texture. If they do that, that's awesome.
If they don't, they should.
But if they don't,
And if they don't, you're already there. You might as well get some ice cream.
buy yourself a scoop of ice
It
cream.
ain't going to hurt you to read a book.
I hear it's good. On the massage parlors being shut down, Jenny in Tacoma says you don't have to be a licensed masseuse for foot massage. That's the workaround. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That adds to the creepiness factor to me. Just like somebody who loves to rub.
I just love rubbing feet, but I didn't have the money to go to college.
I like to be paid a little bit.
It's just a
I'll
nominal
pay
fee.
you if I can rub. Ugh, gross. All right,
Doug in Mount Vernon says, fire code violation. These massage parlors had too many candles burning.
Oh, yikes.
That's lovely.
Yikes.
Can we do some of these books really quick?
Oh, yeah,
we got
okay,
some
okay.
really nice responses from listeners.
Just go ahead and read them fast.
A Wrinkle in Time trilogy, The Hobbit, Secret Toll Booth, Wind in the Willows, Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, yeah.
And then do you guys remember the Choose Your Own Adventure books?
Yes. Yeah.
And then Chris Sullivan texted in, does reading Sergeant Rock comics count?
Yes.
Sure
No.
does, Chris.
Sergeant Rock was awesome.
Sure No. does.
Yes. Yes, Sully.
Great book suggestions. Thank you, guys. Great week of shows. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sun. Don't get too hot out there. And John Curley's coming up next. Enjoy his show, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Bye-bye.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it. With his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the waist, swing, and a miss, and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
It's the big unit's big weekend when the Mariners retire Randy Johnson's number 51 at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, Randy, from a grateful city and the station that broadcasts every Mariners game you ever pitched. KIRO News Radio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000